All right. All right, everyone, please be seated. Right there. Putting everyone as far so I can't see them, right? All right, good morning, everybody. This is the 2 o'clock calendar for September 11th. Fortunately, it's a bad date, 2025. I will tell you the court orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples that were given on the calendar, the first calendar of this month, will apply to this calendar also. When I'm not going to list out loud all your relief conditions. They'll be on your paperwork, so you'll be responsible for reading them. At a minimum, they'll say don't drive without a valid driver's license, and no drugs without a valid prescription. All right. It's my understanding if I do set a security appearance bond, you can go to a bonding company. It's my understanding they collect calls on a number of the walls of the jail. There are names and numbers of bonding companies. If you can't find it, or if you need assistance, ask one of the officers for help in regard to that. All right. Start with Camille Francis. All right. Your name and date of birth, please.
Camille Francis, 050799.
All right. You've got a warrant out of Pinal County Superior Court on a probation violation. They're going to pick you up, and you'll be in that court on September 16th at 8:30. Obviously, if you were to be out somehow, you'd have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. No alcohol, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. They've ordered that you be held without bonds. So you'll talk to a lawyer will be appointed for you at the next court date if one hasn't been done yet. And you can talk to your lawyer about seeing about that bond, whether a bond can be set. All right, so step to your left, please.
Thank you.
Deanna Williams. Which case in practice is going to appear on? Do you remember which one?
Number 5.
5, thank you. All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Diana Williams, September 3rd, 1968.
Okay, you're here. You were indicted by a grand jury. According to this, the offense date was January 1st, 2016. Okay, the reason it's grand jury, so you don't know about it. It's okay. The charges are 1 count of fraudulent schemes and artifices, Class 2 felony, theft, a Class 2 felony, and money laundering, a Class 3 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your not guilty arraignment will be at 175 West Madison Street on September 18th at 8:30 in the morning. You're not to initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims or any alleged complainant or witnesses. All right. Now, upon the return of the indictment, another judge made a ruling in regard to this and set bond in the amount of $20,000 security appearance bond. All right. You can talk to your lawyer when you get to your assigned court about seeing if that bond can be reduced. But at this point, it'll be what another judge has made. All right. Step to your left, please. Dante Johnson. Okay, so your name and date of birth, please.
Dante Johnson, 68 of 89.
You got 2 matters before me. One's a probation violation warrant, Looks like you're on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia. You're alleged to have violated terms 1, 4, and 7. On both cases, by the way, and the other one's a new case, I'm appointing a lawyer for you. But on the probation violation, you're alleged to violate terms 1, 4, and 7. Your court date will be at 201 West Jefferson on September 17th at 8:30 for a probation revocation arraignment hearing. If you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You're not possessing weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol. These things will apply in the other case as well. And bond on this has been set by another judge in the amount of $550. All right. Now, in the other case is a new case in 2025, 136938. You are charged with the following thing: 1 count of arson of an occupied structure, Class 2 felony, 1 count of criminal trespass in the first degree, a Class 6 felony, and 3 counts of disorderly conduct, Class 6 felonies. Based on the limited information I do have, I don't find probable cause in regard to the disorderly conduct charges, but I do find probable cause in regard to the other ones. And you'll talk to your lawyer, about the strength or weaknesses of any case, of course. As I said, I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Now, sir, initially your probation violation and your new case will be in different courthouses, but ultimately be combined together. So the reason I'm also mentioning that because you're going to have a status conference at 175 West Madison at 9/7 on September 17th at 8:30, same time as your probation violation. So tell your lawyer in that court, which one you go to about the other one, so that they don't say you weren't showing up for the other one, so they know. Okay. Okay. That's the best way to do it, just as a fail-safe thing. And you got a witness preliminary hearing at this point scheduled for September 19th at 8:30. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, cannot initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims, and everything I said before about alcohol, weapons, and drugs, and reporting to your probation officer within 72 hours. Bond is set, and a security appearance bond of $10,000 on this. All right, step to your left, please.
Yeah, how much?
$10,000. All right, step to your left.
And when's my court date for that arson and stuff?
9/17 is the first court date.
And that's for the arson and everything?
I can't hear you, sir.
Is that for the arson?
Arson, yeah. Javon Jackson. I have to amend this one, by the way. I just realized what I forgot. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Juvenile Jackson, 7/25/79.
All right, sir. First of all, he has a Phoenix hold, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can be seen by a Phoenix judge tomorrow morning, probably at 10 o'clock. Okay? That's on a violation of court order and shoplifting, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it.
I know, I'm just telling you that nothing to do with here. Okay? And looks like you're something out of probation violation out of
North Carolina. That's not.
No, they're not. I don't think they're.
It's not.
They're not. I don't think they're extraditing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're not.
Right.
Okay. I'm just mentioning these things. Okay. All right. Anyway, you're here on possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, theft of a credit card, Class 5 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6, and theft, Class 1 misdemeanor. I'm appointing a lawyer for you.
Can you repeat them again? Because I didn't know.
Sure. No problem. Can you hear me, or do you want me to speak louder?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Possession of dangerous drugs, theft of a credit card, possession of drug paraphernalia, and theft. Okay? You heard me now?
Yes.
That's a good voice?
Yes.
If not, we can give you headphones.
No.
Okay. No, I've got to ask. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Okay? If I speak too loud, then we get echoes. That's fine. You're going to be at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30 for a status conference on September 17th and a witness preliminary hearing scheduled at this time, which is September 19th. You cannot return to the scene of alleged crime. You cannot initiate contact with alleged victim or victims. and you must obey any terms of orders of protection that have been issued or will be issued. And bond has been set in the amount of a security appearance bond of $10,000. Step to your left, please. Tyrone Betts Bryant. All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Tyrone Betts Bryant, June 18, 1994.
Okay. Before I go any further on this, sir, I know you're on probation and you're open probation violation matters, okay? Looks like your next court is the 25th, okay? And today's in 2 weeks from today, or, yeah. That doesn't mean, and that warrant was issued on before these crimes were alleged to have been committed. So there's a possibility that the probation department could put a hold on you based on these charges. So it's always possible that like at 5 or 8 o'clock, they may bring you in on a probation violation also. I just want to let you know about that, okay? So, because if you ever post your bond, I don't want you to be suddenly surprised if you post a bond and suddenly you get something new, all right? You're charged here with 1 count of burglary, possession of burglary tools, class 6 felony, 2 counts of theft, and 2 counts of criminal damage. All right, but the other 2 are misdemeanors. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be at your court dates will be at 8:30 in the morning at 175 West Madison Street for status conference September 17th, and witness preliminary hearing at this time is scheduled for September 19th. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime, initiate contact with alleged victim or victims, no weapons, no possession or consumption of alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription, and to get out, you have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All right, and I also am aware, sir, that you have 5 priors and you alleged to be committed these things on probation. Bond has been set as security appearance bond of $5,000. Step to your left, please. Andrew Baltazar Juarez. So your name and date of birth, please.
Andrew Baltazar Juarez.
A little louder, please.
Andrew Baltazar Juarez, April 14, 2004.
It's my understanding the state is appearing on this one?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is present. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Okay, thank you. Sir, first of all, you're here in 2 matters. One is a probation violation matter in regard in, give me 1 second here. CR 2024-159-9840. You're alleged to have violated terms 12 and 13. So I know you're on probation. I think solicitation to commit shoplifting, a couple of counts. And I would note one of the terms is you didn't do your jail time in regard to that. And I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You're going to have your probation revocation hearing on September 17th at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. All right. And if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours, not to consume any alcohol, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. And another judge has set bond in the amount of $500 security appearance bond. Now, in the new case, which is 2025-006-587-002, and I have to make sure, okay. And I'm appointing a lawyer for you on this. Same thing, on the other case, you can be at 201 West Jefferson. This one, let me double check that. Yeah, 201 West Jefferson and 917, okay? And your new case, your arraignment actually will be on September 18th at 8:30 at 175 West Madison. They'll be ultimately combined and they'll be in the same courtroom, but let your lawyers know on those 2 court dates about the other thing so they can try to put them together, okay? Before I hear from the state, obviously if you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Same thing to the other one about no drugs without a valid prescription, no weapons, and no alcohol. And you can't return to the scene of alleged crime or initiate contact with any alleged complainant or witness, and you're not to have any contact with any co-defendant. All right. No, the state's appearing. This is on it turns out it was on a probation violation, okay? Just like number 4 was, but you want to be heard?
Your Honor, the state is appearing on this case. The state believes that it's only appearing on the newest case, Your Honor. The state is appearing solely to request that the Form 4 and the warrant be sealed due to sensitive information in the Form 4 that...
That's right. Oh, before me, that reminds me, this is that one. Let's talk about that, because I just want to check one thing here, because I thought, what is it? It was a new case, and this is showing as a probation violation thing. That's the interesting thing. Oh, sir, I apologize, by the way, on number 5. It was based on a grand jury indictment, okay? Am I right, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Okay. Let me just tell you here, you're charged with 3 counts of organized retail theft, class 4 felony. When I just play it safe, I may have said something in error, so I want to go over it, okay? The probation violation is September 17th at 8:30, and I already told you what you're on probation for. It's a $500 bond and all that. Now, I'm not sure what I clicked on before. So the new case is grand jury indictment for 3 counts of organized retail theft. Now, they're alleged to have occurred on December 1, 6, and 7 of 2024. December 6th, December 1st, and December 7th, okay? I already told you you have to contact if you got out, you have to contact your probation over within 72 hours, not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any co-defendant, and everything else I've already mentioned. Counsel, I just want to just mention to you, obviously, since this is a grand jury indictment, a prosecutor was present during the return, and another judge obviously made a finding in regard to a bond amount, okay? But you're free to make any statement at this time.
No, Your Honor, the state would just ask that the bond that the judicial officer that heard the case, that be affirmed. Mostly, Your Honor, the state is just asking
I know,
for
I know that. I'm going to address that in a second. Sir, I was telling her is basically, I know the judge has already ruled that when they returned the indictment to said bond, the security appearance bond of $2,500. Now, the counsel for the state has filed a motion to seal the Form 4, and one of the issues was, because in the form they mentioned about the grand jury indictment, and you can't reveal the grand jury indictment until someone's notified of it. Now you're notified of it, and that's why she filed a motion to seal the indictment. This is a technical or legal issue, okay? But even though it's actually now not as necessary, but since it's already done, it was done beforehand, the state is, the court is going to grant the state's motion to seal the Form 4. Hold on one second here. Okay, what else besides Form 4 were you requesting?
Your Honor, the state was also requesting the warrant because the warrant did mention an indictment. Okay.
I don't think I'm able to seal the warrant right here. Let me just double check. I don't think so. No, I don't see it. I sealed the Form 4, but since now he's been served with it, by the way, and he's been aware of the indictment. It may be moot. So I appreciate your comments. I don't know what I can do at this point because there's nothing to allow me to seal the warrant itself. Okay, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. The state understands.
Okay.
The state does believe that maybe the court is able to do that at a later date. At least that's the state's experience when it's had like a amendment that needs to be sealed or a page 2 that needs to be sealed.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I guess the state can do that at the assigned court to do that, I guess. But right now, I don't think I have the capability of doing it. But as I said, I am sealing the Form 4, and So now the state's aware of the issues of why it can't be done, and the officer should not have listed that at the time. Okay? Anything else from the state?
Thank you.
Okay, very good. You're free to go. Thanks, unless you want to appear on something else. Okay?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, great. Take care. Thank you, sir. You step over there.
So the
Yeah.
bond is
Okay, the bond is $2,500 on the new case, and $500 on the others. A total of $3,000 is the security appearance bond, so you can go through a bondsman.
Okay.
All right, step to your left, please. Mr. Barnes. All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Yolo Barnes, January 25th, 2001.
All right, so you've got a case out of the El Mirage City Court. The address will be on your paperwork. You're charged with 2 counts of assault, 2 counts of disorderly conduct. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. One will be appointed at the next hearing for you. Your arraignment at the El Mirage City Court, as I said, the address will be in your paperwork, is September 22nd at 10 o'clock in the morning. You're not to. I've also received a victim impact statement in regard to the situation. They do not want you at home. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with the alleged victims. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You're not consuming any alcohol. You must find an alternative residence. I will allow you to go to the scene of the alleged crime one time with a police officer on a civil standby to pick up your personal effects. And that's it. Otherwise, you cannot go back there or initiate contact with them. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Bond will be set in as a security appearance bond in the amount of $2,500. Step to your left, please. Trinity Gutierrez. Your name and date of birth. Talk louder.
5/9/2005.
Okay, you're waking up to understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right. Okay, you're here on 2 matters. On the first one, which is CR 2024-115957, you didn't show up for the disposition hearing on a probation matter. The next court date will be September 17th at 175 West Madison at 8:30 on September 17th. If you get out, this applies to both matters. You have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You can't possess any weapons, no alcohol, either possess or consume it, no drugs without a valid prescription. You can't return to the scene of the original crime or any victims. Your judge set a cash bond of $550. In regard to the 2025, and by you already have an attorney on that, 2025-000532, you didn't show up for sentencing on a possession of narcotic drugs and assault charge. You already have a lawyer on that. You'll be in 175 West Madison Street for 9/17 at 8:30. Same as the other one. And same terms and conditions, but this one, your bond was set by your judge in the amount of a cash bond of $1,000. All right, because you didn't show up for those court dates. Step to your left, please. Stuart Brody. All right, so your name and date of birth, please.
Stuart Ian Brody, May 23rd, 1980.
All right, so you have a warrant out of West Mesa Justice Court on criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. Your next court date is September 30th at 8:30. Just show up there. The address is on your paperwork. You can't return to the scene of alleged crime. You can't have any contact with any alleged victim or victims. You can't initiate contact with the alleged complainant or a witness. Give me 1 second. I just want to double check something. Okay, sir. I know I'm sure you didn't have you'd prefer to be somewhere other than here, so make sure you show up for court there.
Okay.
Okay, September 30th at 8:30.
Okay.
So the address will be in your paperwork. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance. So you'll probably be about 4 hours before you get out.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Tip your left, please.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, don't lose that paperwork so you won't lose the date. Okay? All right, Hannah Amick. Okay. Also, I just have to do a search warrants, so let me just do that first. I'll do it on the phone.
Okay.
She can stay there if you want. Okay, first of all, give me your name and date of birth, please.
Hannah Amick, Feb 3198.
Okay. We weren't picking on you by having you last because a fugitive justice case involves a lot more talking. It takes a lot more time. That's why we do them last, okay? That's why I said you're not being picked on by doing it last, okay? And you'll see why when I'm talking about it in a second. And I know you had a question for me, but let me go over certain things with you first, okay? All right, now.
I'm sorry.
Okay, as I said, let me just start with the basics and then we'll go from there, all right? Let me see here. Looks like a warrant for your arrest has been issued by the state of Iowa, all right? They want you back on this warrant. Now, before a court, you were given for review a laminated card talking about your rights, et cetera, and what you could possibly do. Have you reviewed it?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat. All right, we'll go over things. If you're not totally sure with things, I may do something in regard to that, because I want to make sure you understand all your rights in regard to this. Okay? Well, let me just tell you what they do.
I have a daughter.
What's your question, first of all?
I have a daughter down here, so...
Your daughter down here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
is there a chance that I could be...
Well, this is the let me explain everything to you in this, and you may have hard choices to make. I'm not going to say it's simple, because remember, it's extradition, and there's certain limitations in regard to it. It's not like you're alleged to have committed crime here, and everything is done here, because a lot is governed by what's going to happen in Iowa, what Iowa decides to do. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, so let me go over these things for you. Okay, as I stated before, you have a warrant from the state of Iowa. You have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to Iowa within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing and a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you're sent back to Iowa. If you decide to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you'll be held without bond in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30, if you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you'd be held non-bondable in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for Iowa to come for you. That 30 days would start tomorrow as long as you do not have any criminal charges anywhere in the state of Arizona. If you do have criminal charges anywhere in Arizona, the 30-day period would not start until those charges are resolved. Now, if you want to have an extradition hearing, I'll set your hearing for initial appearance before another judge on this fugitive case on September 22nd at 1:30 at 201 West Jefferson. Now, I cannot appoint an attorney for you on this matter because this is considered a civil matter, and you would have to, but you still would have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense if you decide to do so. Now, you are entitled to bail on this case, and the judge out in Iowa, up in Iowa, is set that at $10,000. They said cash or security appearance bond. I'll set it at $10,000 security bond, so you don't have to put up the full $10,000. If you're unable to post your bond, you'd be held in custody during that time until another judge modifies your bail. A governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states is required to extradite you to Iowa. That could take up to 90 days. Okay, does that help things?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know what you'd like to do? And based on what you say, I may add something to it to make sure you understand, okay?
I think that I would like to, what was the second?
I can't hear you.
What was the second
Well,
thing?
the first one, if you give up the right to have a hearing, they'd have up to 30 days to pick you up, but you'd be held without bond here and there.
And then the second one I could...
Second one is you have a hearing, and they have to pick you up within 90 days, and it requires a warrant from both governors.
Okay.
And then your bond would be $10,000. So let's say you choose that route, okay? And let's say you're able to post $10,000 security appearance bond. You still would have to show up for all your court dates, and you still would, if there's a warrant, you still would have to go back to Iowa.
Right.
Okay?
Is there a chance I could be released on pre-trial?
I can't hear you.
Is there a chance I could be released on pre-trial?
No. That judge has ordered the bond, set that amount from Iowa.
So
I know nothing about your case, so I can go by as what they've issued.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
The second part?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's what I'm saying. I told you it takes a little while because there are a lot of questions. So I understand you do not want to sign the paperwork at this time. Your bond is set in the amount of $10,000 security appearance bond. You will have a hearing on September 22nd at 1:30 at 201 West Jefferson. You must make it there. Even if you post your bond, you've got to be at that hearing. Do you understand that? Do you? I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. And the judge there will go through your options again. As I said, if you post bond, make sure you attend all court dates or a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you could lose that bond. Okay?
So I can call bail bondsman?
I can hear you.
So I can call bail bondsman?
You could what?
I can call bail bondsman?
You can go for a bondsman, yes. Okay. So give me 1 second here. I got to remind myself of one thing, so I'll be right with you. Okay, apparently it was a dangerous drugs charge, so, all right. Can't use any drugs without a valid prescription. Okay. Okay. You got everything? Okay. Very good. So, good luck to you. All right. But make sure if you post a bond, make sure you show up for court.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now we have two house calls, and the one is Timothy Greer. The reason Mr. Greer is a house call is because he was unpredictable. I'm not sure what that means, but apparently it was a difficulty in him obeying orders.
Well, that's sir,
He said it's unpredictable.
his behavior.
Okay, so it made it more difficult to have him with everyone else. Okay. He's charged. He's got a warrant out of Payson City Court. I'm not sure if they're going to pick him up. He also has a hold out of Scottsdale City Court. Anyway, he's charged with aggravated assault of first responder, class 5 felony. At the West, I appoint a lawyer for him. His court date will be 9/17 for status conference at 8:30, 175 West Madison Street. And witness preliminary hearing 2 days later, 9/19, same address, 9:30. No contact for the arresting officer, and bond is for that is set in the amount of $500, security appearance bond. And then there's Willie Miller. He's combative, so that's why he's not in the courtroom. Mr. Miller is charged with possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, and prostitution. I'm appointing a lawyer for him, and his court date will be September 25th at 8:30 at 175 West Madison Street for a status conference. Witness preliminary hearing on 9/29 at 8:30. He'll be released to pretrial services with drug testing and monitoring. Okay, we are in recess.
Anybody have words on trustee?
All right. Stand up. All right, everyone, please choose. You do.
All right, good morning, everybody. This is the 5 a.m. calendar. It's September 11th, 2025. I will tell you this, that the court orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month will apply to this calendar also. I'm not going to set forth out loud all your release conditions. They'll be on your paperwork so you can read them. At a minimum, it will say no drugs without a valid prescription, don't drive without a valid driver's license. As I said, a security appearance bond, you can go through a bondsman. It's my understanding they collect calls. Their names and numbers are on some walls in the jail. You can't find them, or you need assistance, ask one of the officers for help. Okay. Shelley, it's B-I-A-H. Yeah. Okay. Stand behind the podium, please. Your name and date of birth, please.
January 21st, 1989.
And your name?
Shelley Baya.
Okay. Just want to remind myself of one thing. Oh, that's great. All right. Apparently there was a trial in which, in absentia, you went there and you were found guilty. And so there's a bench warrant that was issued. You already have an attorney. Can't possess any weapons, by the way. And your judge ruled, pursuant to Rule 7.2, you'll be held without bond with a substantial likelihood that you'd be going to prison. So you can talk to your lawyer, but at this point, based on your judge's ruling, you'll be held without bond. Your next court date will be September 23rd for a status conference at 8:30 at 175 West Madison Street.
So, I had trial, I was found guilty, do you know,
Well, you got to talk to your attorney about this, so I can just tell you what your judge had ordered, okay?
Okay,
All right, step to your left, please.
thank you.
William Stanfield? So your name and date of birth, please.
William Stanfield, 10/13/1982.
Okay, sir, you have a charge of burglary in second degree. It says class 2. I gotta change that, by the way. It's gonna be a class 3, not class 2. All right, so this is an amended one. All right, anyway, you charged, I appointed a lawyer for you. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim or victims. Your status conference will be at 175 West Madison at 8:30 for status conference at September 17th, and a witness coming hearing at this time is scheduled for September 19th at 8:30. Bond is set in the amount of $10,000 for security appearance bond. Step to your left, please. Andre Mifflin? Which one do you want me to sign? I did. Do it again. And number 6 you're talking about, right? Oh, it's already blacked out here. I can't sign it because you blacked it out. Do you want me to amend and then sign it? Yeah, this one? Which one do you want me to? Number 1. Oh, 1, okay. Yeah, you sign now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just some technical stuff. All right. Your name and date of birth, please.
Andre Mifflin, 9/15/94.
Okay, you got 3 matters before me. 2 of them are probation violations. In CR 2021-21825, you're on probation. You're on probation, possession of dangerous drugs, and in 2021-36397, you're on probation being misconduct involving weapons, being a prohibited possessor. And in both matters, you're alleged to be a violation of term number 1. I'm appointing a lawyer for you on all 3 cases. Your probation violations initially will be at 201 West Jefferson for a probation revocation arraignment hearing on September 17th. And these following terms will apply to all of them. If you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You're not to possess any weapons, can't possess or consume any alcohol, and no drugs without a valid prescription. In regard to the one which you're on probation for possession of dangerous drugs, bond is set in the amount of $200, and the one in which you're on probation being prohibited possessor is a $500 security appearance bond. Now, you have a new case here. Possession or access to a computer device, possession of narcotic drugs, theft of a credit card, possession of drug paraphernalia, and theft. Once again, appointing a lawyer for you. And I just want to double check something. Yeah. This will be, the new case will be at 175 West Madison. It's also going to be in for a status conference on September 17th at 8:30. So make sure you tell your lawyer about the probation violation, because they're probably not going to take you to both, because they're both at the same time. I told you about those release conditions. In addition, you're not to initiate contact with the alleged victim, and of course, contact the probation officer within 72 hours. And bond on this one is set the amount of $7,500 security appearance bond. Step to your left, please. Wesley Melton. So your name and date of birth, please.
Wesley Mountain, 8/13/86.
All right, so you were indicted by the grand jury for a total of 9 counts of organized retail theft. And I'm going to give you just the dates that I have in regard to it. November 10th, December 12th, December 14th of last year, and for this year, January 5, January 13th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. I don't have any more information in regard to that. So at this point, I cannot appoint an attorney for you, but try to hire your own attorney. You cannot afford one. You can apply in front of your assigned judge and see if he or she will appoint one for you. Yeah.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No.
You heard the charges, all right?
Yes.
Okay. I say I cannot appoint an attorney for you, and you should try to hire your own. If it turns out you cannot afford one, you can then ask your assigned judge to see if he can appoint one for you. No promises one way or the other, okay?
Okay.
That's what I was saying before, okay?
Thank you.
Actually, let me just look at this. Yeah. Obviously, you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged complainant or witness. Now, when your not guilty arraignment will be September 18th at 8:30 at 175 West Madison Street. When this case came back from the grand jury, another judge reviewed it and set bond for you in the amount of a security appearance bond of $7,500. Okay, so step to your left, please. If you post your bond, make sure you show up for court.
So wait,
Christopher, yeah.
What is the bond?
$7,500 security appearance bond.
Okay.
Okay. Christopher McKee. So your name and date of birth, please.
Christopher McKee, 10/21/1988.
Okay, sir. You have a case of forgery and taking the identity of another. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Those are both Class 4 felonies. You'll be at 175 West Madison Street. Your court dates are at 8:30. Status conference on September 17th, and a witness preliminary hearing on September 19th. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim or victims. Bond is set in the amount of $7,500 security appearance bond. Step to your left, please. John Blevins.
Blevins?
Yeah.
Blevins! Right there, next to you. Let's go.
All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
John Blevins.
Date of birth?
9/15/1968.
All right, sir. You are charged with theft of means of transportation, Class 3 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. I do note you have 11 prior felony convictions and many failures to appear. Your court dates will be at 175 West Madison at 8:30. Status conference on September 17th, and at this time, a witness preliminary hearing on September 19th. You cannot initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims, and if you post your bond, make sure you show up for court. Bond is set in the amount of $5,000, security appearance bond. Step to your left, please. Mason Alasmadi. So your name and date of birth, please.
Mazen Al-Asmari, March 5th, 2007.
All right, so you're charged with unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, Class 5 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your court date will be at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30 for a status conference on September 17th. Witness preliminary is 9:19. Bond is set in the amount of $1,500, security appearance bond. Step to your left, please.
Thank you.
Christian Spencer. Your name and date of birth, please.
Susan Spencer, 33083.
33083?
Yeah.
All right. You're here for 3 matters. 2 of them are probation matters, which 2021-136-115, 2022-114-977. On probation for possession of drug paraphernalia for both, and you're alleged to have violated term number 1 for both of them. For all 3 of your cases, I'm appointing a lawyer for you. As I've told a couple other people, the probation violation dates are at 2, right there. Hold on 1 second. Are at 201 West Jefferson, are on September 17th at 8:30. All right, that's your probation revocation arraignment hearing. And if you get out, you have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You can't possess any weapons, can't possess or consume any alcohol, and you can't possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Now, in your new case, once again, you get a lawyer, and your court date was also on September 17th at 8:30, but 175 West Madison, that's for a status conference. 2 days later, you're scheduled for a witness preliminary hearing at 8:30. You better tell your lawyer about the probation violation, because they're probably not going to transport you to both hearings, or both scheduled at the same time. On that one, you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, initiate contact with any alleged victim. You're charged with shoplifting, possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, and your bond on that is security appearance bond of $750. So your total bond is $950. Step to your left, please.
Thank you.
Okay. Sarah Exley. Your name and morning. Your name and date of birth, please.
Sarah Exley, 8/9/1990.
90?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you've got a bench warrant, possession of narcotic drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. You already have an attorney. So you can be back in Superior Court at 175 West Madison Street for a status conference on September 17th at 8:30, and it's right now it's scheduled for a witness preliminary hearing on September 19th. Give me 1 second here. That's right, you failed to appear November 12th of last year. That's when the warrant was issued. So that's, almost 10 or 11 months ago.
Yeah, I was trying to get to court. I didn't have a ride.
Yeah, but it's a long time since then. So what happened is that your judge set bond in amount of $500 security appearance bond. So if you post your bond, make sure you show up for court. You could lose otherwise you could lose your bond and a warrant would issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Also, by the way, do you have a case manager?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and you know how to reach him or her?
I don't have his number.
Well, I'm not asking you right now, but...
Oh, outside, yes.
Yeah, if you get out, you have to contact your case manager within 24 hours of your release, okay? That's real important, and let him or her know about what's going down, because maybe they can help you, okay? You also have a lawyer. You also have your lawyer, okay? Step to your left. Richard Nadayasienka, or something close to that. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name, but your name and date of birth, please.
Daisenga Richard, December 31st, 1997.
Okay, so you're also here on a probation violation. You're on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia. You're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5. I am appointing a lawyer for you. You'll have your arraignment in Superior Court at 201 West Jefferson at 8:30 on September 17th. If you get out, contact the probation officer within 72 hours. No weapons, no alcohol, and no drugs without a valid prescription. And your judge said bond in the amount of $500, security appearance bond. If you post bond, make sure you show up for court and contact your probation officer, okay? And you can't go to a bondsman, of course. Brian Nota? So your name and date of birth, please.
Brian Nota, 9696.
All right, sir, I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You were charged with aggravated DUI, class 4 felony, and the rest are misdemeanors. DUI, driving while license suspended, reckless driving, and possession of open container of alcohol. Your court date will be at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30 on September 25th for a status conference, and a witness preliminary hearing is, at this time, is scheduled for September 29th. You're not to possess any alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. Now, you can get information from an officer. You have to contact pretrial services and make sure you're in compliance with them, and also get alcohol testing and monitoring. If you don't do that, there'll be another warrant. So you'll be released to pretrial services, and you'll be getting out in about 4 hours, approximately. All right? So make sure you read everything carefully and show up for court. All right?
Okay.
Eddie Fuentes de la Torre. Your name and date of birth, please.
Eddie De La Torre, 12/26/2004.
All right. You are charged with the following: aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, assault, threat, criminal damage, and disorderly conduct. I am appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be at 175 West Madison Street for a status conference at 8:30 on September 17th. And right now you have a witness preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot initiate contact with the alleged victim or victims. No weapons, no alcohol. Just right now, because you can't have alcohol anyway based on your age. And bond is set in the amount of a security appearance bond of $25,000. I will tell you this.
How much was the bond again? Sorry again.
$25,000. The state was asking for $50,000, by the way, I might add. All right, step to your left, please.
Wait, sorry again. What was the bond again? Sorry.
$25,000 security appearance bond. Maxton McCullough. Your name and date of birth, please.
Maxton McCullough, 10/10/89.
Okay. I know you have a couple of drug priors, but hopefully this will be the last time you're here in court, having to show up on this type of charges. You've got a new case of possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 4 and class 6. Appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be in court for a status conference on September 25th at 8:30 and a witness preliminary hearing on September 29th, both at 175 West Madison Street in Phoenix. You'll be released to pretrial services. Make sure you read the materials. You have to contact them because you also have to do drug testing. If you don't do all that, you'll have a warrant. So you'll be out in a few hours, about 4 hours. All right, step to your left. We have a couple of interpreter matters. We'll get the interpreter on the line.
Sir, do you want to do the barrel first?
No, we're going to do the interpreter matters first. Okay.
Visit Superior Court.
Right. Can I ask the interpreter to identify? Could you identify yourself for the record, please?
My name is Janine, Janine, interpreter number 252737.
Okay, very good. We have two individuals who will need your assistance. I will, before we start, and I call them in, if at any time you can't hear them or understand them, please, you can repeat everything, so make sure that we get a proper interpretation and understanding. All right? Very good. Miguel Gonzalez?
Señor González.
Okay, Senor, your name and your date of birth.
¿Cuál es su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento?
Miguel Ángel González Chiprés, es del 2306 del 87.
¿Usted dijo Miguel Ángel qué?
González Chiprés.
Ok, gracias. Miguel Ángel González Chiprés, 62387.
Okay. Sir, is Spanish your primary language?
Caballero, ¿es el español su idioma primario?
Estudié hasta secundaria.
¿Es el español su idioma primario?
Sí, español.
Yes, it is Spanish.
Okay, and would you need the assistance of a Spanish interpreter to help you understand all the proceedings against you?
Usted necesita la ayuda de un intérprete hispanoparlante para que le puedan ayudar en lo que tiene que ver con este procedimiento de esta audiencia el día de hoy.
Sí lo necesito.
Yes, I need one.
Okay, I am appointing the office of the court interpreter to assist you throughout the course of your case.
Yo lo que estoy haciendo es que estoy optando a esta intérprete de corte para que le ayude en ese caso.
Sí, está muy bien.
That's fine.
Okay, so you are charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault.
Okay, usted entonces se está juzgando por 2 asaltos agravados.
1 count of possession of a dangerous drug and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia.
Y uno de los cargos es posesión de drogas y otra es de parafernalia.
I'm appointing a lawyer to represent you.
Estoy entonces nombrando a un abogado que lo represente.
Your court dates will be at 175 West Madison Street in Phoenix at 8:30 in the morning.
Entonces, su corte va a ser en la 175 West de la Madison Street en Phoenix a las 8:30 de la mañana.
A status conference will be September 17th, and a witness preliminary hearing is scheduled for September 19th, both at 8:30 in the morning.
Muy bien, entonces ambas audiencias el día 17 y también el día 19 de septiembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
You are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime.
Usted no puede devolverse a la escena del crimen.
You are not to initiate contact with any alleged victim or victims.
Usted no puede iniciar ningún contacto con la víctima o víctimas.
You are not to possess any weapons.
No puede estar en posesión de ninguna arma de fuego.
You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription.
Usted no puede tener posesión de ninguna droga ni de ninguna receta médica.
And you must obey the terms of any order of protection that has been issued or will be issued.
Y entonces usted tiene que obedecer los términos de alguna clase de posición de protección o actual o futura.
The prosecutors are recommending a bond of $75,000.
La fiscalía está proveyendo que de $75,000.
However, I am setting a secured appearance bond of $30,000.
Sin embargo, yo lo que estoy es estableciendo esto por $30,000.
If you want to use a bonding company, there's some lists of bonding companies on some of the walls in the jail. If you cannot find one, you can ask one of the officers for assistance.
Yo estoy entonces, esta fianza, si usted entonces puede, hay compañías que le pueden ayudar con esto. Si no, dígale a alguno de los oficiales en la cárcel que le pueden entonces ayudar a ponerse en contacto con una.
If you are able to post your bond and you don't show up for court, you could lose your bond and a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Si usted entonces no puede establecer esta fianza y entonces desobedece esa fianza, se le dará una orden de arresto.
Okay. All right. Next person is Benjamin Lorenzo.
Próximo señor Lorenzo.
Okay, sir, your name and your date of birth, please.
Benjamin Harmio.
Okay, sir, do you need an...
I do not know.
All right, I'm sorry, my mistake. All right, Dean Tupper, thank you very much. Okay, you can stay there.
Thank you.
Okay. That was my mistake, by the way. All right, so go over. Start your name again and date of birth.
Benjamin Harmio, August 18th, 2004.
What's your last name?
Harmio, with a J. Jaramillo.
I don't have. No, he's not on my calendar.
Benjamin?
It's your first name,
Yeah, that's my first name.
No, it's not on my.
No.
You're not on my calendar
I have
here.
paperwork right here.
I know we're all looking at something with the last name, it just didn't match. Okay. Actually, can you give it to my clerk? She can look it up, perhaps, right?
Well, not you, not you.
No. Yeah, but who's? We're trying to sort this out. What is it? What?
Am I a different one? Ah.
Yeah, so we sent which calendar is supposed to be? Benjamin. 8 o'clock? Oh, so you're on 8 o'clock calendar. Okay. Okay. All right. Never seen that before.
Now, what happened to Morocco?
We haven't done, I called, that's what I'm saying, I called the name that put him in.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying, the name wasn't matching. All right. Benjamin Lorenzo. Lazaro Lorenzo. That's good. That's a first. Definitely doesn't meet the picture either, so I was looking for his name. Okay. So your name and your date of birth, please.
He does need a translator.
You are correct.
That's what I thought. And in fact, he doesn't have the marker on the thing either. Okay. Un momento. Estamos esperando la intérprete. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm saying it's not marked on that thing, but it was in the bottom.
I thought you took me to show me.
That's wrong guy.
I only heard like, I don't know, so we need another translator. Nobody told me that. All right, here we go.
Staff members. Offers a...
Okay. Good morning. Could you see the interpreter? Could you identify yourself for the record, please?
Of course, Commissioner. My name is Rita, ID 252946.
All right, thank you. We have one gentleman who needs your assistance. Okay. Senor, your name and your date of birth.
Señor, por favor, su nombre y fecha de nacimiento.
Benjamín Lázaro Lorenzo, el 23 de marzo de 1999.
Benjamin Lazarus Lorenzo, March 23rd, 19... Perdón, señor, me dijo 1999?
Sí.
1999.
Okay. You know why there's feedback? I'm just talking to my clerk 1 second. You know why there's feedback, Mel? Mel? You know why there's feedback from her? It sounds like it's from her line. Feedback. You can hear her voice repeating. You can hear it? Okay. Sir, is Spanish your primary language?
¿Cuál es su idioma primario?
¿Español?
Okay.
Spanish.
Do you need the assistance of a Spanish interpreter to help you understand your proceedings?
¿Necesita usted la ayuda de un intérprete de habla español para entender los procedimientos que se harán?
Sí.
Okay. So I will appoint the office of the court interpreter to provide a Spanish interpreter for you for these all proceedings in this case.
Okay, señor, entonces yo voy a asignar que la oficina clérica del juzgado le asigne un intérprete para todos los procedimientos que se le harán.
You are charged with one count of possessing a forged instrument, a Class 4 felony.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, what type of instrument?
Sure. A forged, F-O-R-G-E-D. Forged.
Señor, sí, usted está acusado de tener tiene acuso de un cuento de posesión de un instrumento que ha sido forjado.
I am appointing a lawyer to represent you.
Estoy asignando un abogado para que lo represente.
Your court dates will be at 175 West Madison Street in Phoenix.
Su audiencia será en el 175 West Madison en Phoenix.
They'll be at 8:30 in the morning.
Será a las 8:30 de la mañana.
A status conference on September 17th and a witness preliminary hearing scheduled for September 19th.
I'm terribly sorry. What is the hearing that
Sure.
is scheduled on the 17th?
It's a status conference.
Okay. Habrá una conferencia de estatus el día 17 de septiembre y habrá el preliminario de testigos el 19 de septiembre.
Okay. You'll be released to supervision of pretrial services.
Usted será liberado con supervisión a servicios de prejuicio.
You'll be getting a packet from one of the officers that's, I believe, is also in Spanish, which will explain what you have to do.
recibirá un paquete de uno de los oficiales que creo que viene en español, que le explicará todo lo que es que usted tiene que hacer.
So you will have to contact pretrial services and fulfill their requirements, or else a warrant could issue against you.
Señor, usted necesita comunicarse con servicios de audiencia para enterarse o saber qué es las cosas que usted tiene que cumplir. El incumplimiento de esas cosas sería que haría una orden de aprehensión en su contra.
So you'll be released from the jail in about 4 hours, and you'll be able to go to work today.
Que va a ser liberado de la cárcel en aproximadamente 4 horas y podrá presentarse a trabajar.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you. All right. Do you have any questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
El 17 de septiembre me voy a volver a presentar en la dirección que me dijo.
Okay, so the 17th of September, I need to appear at the address that you provided?
Yes, and also on September 19th, unless your lawyer tells you otherwise.
Sí, el 17 de septiembre y el 19 de septiembre, salvo que su abogado le diga diferente.
Suma, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Perdón, me equivoqué, permítame.
Your court dates will be for status conference on September 25 at 8:30 and a witness preliminary hearing on September 29th at 8:30.
Ok, me equivoqué de fechas. Su audiencia preliminaria de estatus, su audiencia de estatus va a ser el 25 de septiembre a las 8:30 de la mañana y la audiencia preliminaria de testigos será el 29 de septiembre.
So both of them are at 8:30, September 25 and September 29th. You have to appear for both unless your lawyer tells you otherwise.
Okay, so ambos son a las 8:30 de la mañana. El 25 de septiembre a las 8:30 y el 29 de septiembre a las 8:30. Necesita usted comparecer a ambas audiencias, salvo que su abogado le diga algo diferente.
Okay?
Está bien. Gracias.
Yeah, that's it. To the interpreter, thank you so very much. You have a wonderful morning. All right? Take care.
Likewise, Commissioner. Bye-bye.
Bye. Before we call the last person, we have 2 house calls. Yeah, I'm just going to call the house call cases first. All right, just while you do everything. Number 23 is a house call, Nazwa, Gustavo Villalobos, and charged with a probation violation on Class 6 felony. Appointing a lawyer for him he'll be at 201 West Jefferson for a probation revocation arraignment hearing September 17th at 8:30. If he gets out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no consumption or possession of alcohol. He's alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5. Bond was set in the amount of $100, secured appearance bond. Then we have Eric Price, who is not following orders. He's got 2 cases. First of all, first one's a probation violation. His revocation arraignment hearing will be 201 West Jefferson on September 17th at 8:30 in the morning. He's on probation for, let's see. He's on probation. He's alleged to violate term 1. If he gets out, contact your probation officer in 72 hours. No alcohol, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. And bond is set in the amount of $100 on that one. And with a court date of 9/17. Now, he has a new case for resisting arrest, appointing a lawyer for that also. He has status conference also on the same day, September 17th at 8:30. Witness preliminary hearing is September 19th at 8:30. Same release conditions except bond is set in the amount of $750 on this one. All right, let's do Samuel Olson. Interpreter, I believe. Yeah. I wish I have a good morning. The interpreter's not still with us, are you?
No Spanish, right?
No Spanish. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
All right.
Morning.
Morning.
You may be seated. This is the time set for the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for September 11th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 1st of this month will apply to all matters on this calendar. I am Commissioner Dyer, and before we get started, I just wanted to explain a few things to you on how we will be proceeding this morning. First, I'm going to call each of you up to the podium one by one, where I will ask you for your first and last name and your date of birth. I will then tell you why you were here and whether or not an attorney has been appointed to represent you. I will then let you know what your upcoming court dates will be. Then I will let you know what your bond will be if you are eligible for bond and what your release conditions will be. Some of you may have some questions while I'm providing this advisement. I just ask that you not interrupt me, allow me to complete the advisement, and then you may ask your questions. Secondly, because this is a recorded proceeding and anything that you say here could be used against you, you are strongly cautioned against making statements about your case if you have any questions that should just be related to your release conditions. The first person that I'm calling to the podium is Benny Solis. If you'll please come to the podium. And Mr. Champion, if you will please have a seat in the chair by the door. Sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
My name is Benny Solis, 413 of 80.
You are here today because you have a warrant out of Apache County Superior Court. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You do have an arraignment hearing on September 16th at 8:30. Because your warrant is for a violation of probation, I believe it indicated that you were not bondable, which gives me the impression that you may be facing a period of incarceration on this probation violation. This takes care of everything that I needed to advise you of this morning. If you do not have any questions for me, if you'll please step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Champion, will you please come to the podium? And Mr. Hardlacker, and apologize if I'm mispronouncing your last name, if you'll please have a seat in the chair by the door. Good morning, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Christopher Champion, 52175.
You are here today on two matters. You have one new case and then you have a probation violation. On your new case, you were charged with one count of stalking, causing distress or fear, a Class 5 felony, one count of harassment by surveillance, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and one count of disorderly conduct involving fighting, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The date of these alleged offenses is July 22nd, 2025. I'm sorry, just needed to... Marissa, I do have to make one change to this. Okay. I did find probable cause as to the stalking and harassing by surveillance. I did not find probable cause as to disorderly conduct involving fighting. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have a status conference hearing on September 17th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $10,000. If you are able to post bond, you'll be released to pretrial services on electronic monitoring. Then, as to your probation violation matter, I appointed an attorney to represent you on that matter. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. So your total secured appearance bond between the two cases is $11,000. Your release conditions are that you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, you cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim, you cannot possess any weapons. If there are orders of protection or any orders against harassment that are issued, you must comply with those orders. You must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. I'm emphasizing that you cannot have any contact with the victim for any reason, and you are cautioned that if you violate the no victim contact order, In this matter, you could be charged with aggravated harassment, which is a Class 6 felony. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court dates would result in the loss of any bond that you post. Another warrants will issue for your arrest. An additional bond would be imposed. It looks like there's something you'd like to say.
Just kind of curious how the probation violation kicked in when I got arrested. When I got arrested today.
Stop. I'm going to first talk to you about the probation violation. It is I believe that what it indicated was that it was a Term 3 violation. According to the probable cause statement, you had contact with law enforcement back in July, and Term 3 says that you are supposed to notify probation anytime you have any contact with law enforcement, and that contact was not made, or that you did not communicate that to your probation officer.
Who stated that I had contact with police? Because I never.
Well, sir, it looks like the police. I will go over the probable cause statement with you and let you know that according to the probable cause statement, that when all of this was going on back in July, that law enforcement contacted you about it at the time.
Okay.
And it looks like that contact happened sometime in July. So.
Contacted me about the charges now that I'm dealing with?
Yes.
In July?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not even going to argue that point because it never happened, but sure.
Okay, well, you've been appointed an attorney, so any legal defenses that you have or any concerns you have, you just direct that towards your attorney.
Okay.
Mr. Harlacher, will you please come to the podium, and Mr. Robert Rodriguez, if you will please have a seat by the chair. Morning, sir.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Can you please state your first, last name, and your date of birth?
Yeah, my first name is Michael, last name is Harlacher, Harlacher, 2/26/1986.
You were here this morning on a new case. You were charged with 1 count of disorderly conduct, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of threatening or intimidating with threat of injury or damage to property, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause as to that offense, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You will have a status conference hearing on September 17th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $5,000. If you are able to post bond, you cannot have any contact with the alleged victim. You cannot possess any weapons while this case is pending. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court date would result in the loss of any bond that you post. A warrant would issue for your arrest, and additional bond would be imposed. So this takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you don't have any questions for me, if you do have
So, just a question, what is that $5,000 bond? How does that work?
So
Will I be able to
secured-
be released today or probably not?
So it's secured appearance, so it's 10% of that. So it's $500 plus collateral. Back in holding, they do have phone numbers for different bonding agencies, so you can contact one of them, and they would tell you what they would accept for collateral. If you're able to post bond, you would be released. If you're not able to post bond, then you would be held in custody until the latest would be September 17th at 8:30.
Okay.
No more questions?
No?
Okay, if you'll step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, if you will please come to the podium. And Mr. Todd Hood, if you'll please have a seat in the chair by the door. Good morning, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Robert Rodriguez, 2/20/1973.
You were here today because you have one new case and then you have a warrant for failing to appear for a court date. On your warrant for failing to appear for your court date, an attorney was already appointed to represent you in that matter. You have a status conference hearing on September 17th at 8:30. That warrant had a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $5,000. As to your new case, you were charged with 1 count of driving with a license that has been suspended, revoked, or canceled, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause as to that offense, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have an arraignment hearing on September 16th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50. It is essentially, the $50 is a placeholder bond, since you're being held here on the warrant, that if you're not able to post bond, that you would get transferred or transported to your hearing on the new case. in Moon Valley Justice Court. So this takes care of everything that if you are able to post bond, you do need to make sure that you appear for all of your court dates. If you fail to appear, that would result in the loss of any bond that you post. A warrant would issue for your arrest and additional bond would be imposed. That takes care of everything I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you don't have any questions for me, you'll step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork. Mr. Hood, will you please come to the podium? And Mr. Quintana Rascon, if you'll please have a seat in the chair by the door. Good morning, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
First name Todd, last name Hood, and my date of birth is 7/19/1962.
You are here this morning because you have a family court child support warrant. You will have a return hearing on September 16th at 10 a.m. if you're not able to pay the purge amount, which is $5,000. An attorney is not appointed to you in this type of matter because it's civil in nature. I believe this is pretty much all that I can advise you of this morning. If you have any other questions for me. Okay. If you will please step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork. Mr. Quintana Rascon, if you'll please come to the podium, and Mr. Mark Valenzuela, if you'll please have a seat in the chair by the door. Good morning, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Isaiah Quintana Rascon, 09/02/93.
You are here today on a new case. You were charged with one count of assault with intent to injure, a class 1 misdemeanor, one count of assault that there was a touch with injury, a class 1 misdemeanor, and one count of disorderly conduct involving fighting, a class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause as to all three counts. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You have an arraignment hearing on September 17th at 1 p.m. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. If you're able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim, and you cannot possess any weapons. If there are any orders of protection or orders against harassment that have been issued, you must comply with the terms of those orders. You cannot reside at the same location as the alleged victim. You will be permitted one civil standby with law enforcement to help you collect your essential belongings. You are also cautioned that if you violate the no victim contact order in this matter, you could be charged with aggravated harassment, which is a class 6 felony. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court date would result in the loss of any bond that you post. A warrant would issue for your arrest and additional bond could be imposed. So this takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you do not have any questions for me, if you'll step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork.
Yes, it's because I have nowhere to live, and it's my mom and dad's house.
Well, according to the probable cause statement, your father is the victim.
Yes, that's
why you can't live there.
Okay.
For the safety of your father.
Okay, so I'm just wondering, where would I be able to live?
That's really not my concern.
Okay, I got you.
Sorry.
Okay, I got you. Thank
you. Mr. Valenzuela, will you please come to the podium? Sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Mark Valenzuela, January 22nd, 1980.
You are here today on a new case. You were charged with one count of disobeying or resisting an order or mandate of the court, a class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause as to that offense, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You have an arraignment hearing on September 17th at 8:30. You have a cash-only bond in the amount of $1,000. If you are able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, you cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim, and you cannot possess any weapons. I am aware that there is an order of protection that has been issued, so you must comply with that. And if there is an order against harassment, you must comply with that. You are cautioned that if you violate the no victim contact order in this case, that you could be charged with aggravated harassment, which is a class 6 felony. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court date would result in the loss of any bond that you post. A warrant would issue for your arrest and additional bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about today. If you don't have any questions for me, if you'll step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
I do. So, I just got a family attorney. I'm separated, gonna get a divorce. I've kind of gone 2 weeks without talking to my daughters. I was just kind of, worried. So that's the only reason.
Well, I would caution you against making any statements about this. I can't do anything about what's happening in.
No, I understand.
So.
I don't have a prior record. I understand.
If you'll step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork.
So how does this bond, actually,
Mr. Vaca, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your last name. If you'll please come to the podium, and James Schmitz, if you'll please have a seat in the chair.
Morning.
Good morning. Sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Vaca, August 1st, 2000.
You were here today on a probation violation warrant. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30. Your warrant had a secured appearance September 18th at 8:30. Your warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $450. If you are able to post bond, you must appear for your court date. Failure to appear for your court date would result in the loss of any bond that you post. Another warrant would issue for your arrest and additional bond could be imposed. So this takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you don't have any questions for me, if you'll step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you.
Marco?
Yeah.
There you go. Go ahead and sit in the back row, close to the door.
Mr. Schmitz, if you'll please come to the podium. And Gary Johnson, if you'll please have a seat in a chair. Good morning, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
James Schmitz, 8/24/83.
You were here today on two matters. You have a probation violation warrant, and then you have a new case. On your new case, you were charged with 1 count of shoplifting, removal of goods, a class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have an arraignment hearing on September 16th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50. Then as to your probation violation warrant, I appointed an attorney to represent you in that matter. You will have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30. That warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. Your total bond between the two cases is $300. If you are able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot possess any weapons, and you must contact your probation officer. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court dates would result in the loss of any bond that you post. Warrants would issue for your arrest, and additional bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you have no questions for me, if you'll please step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork.
You guys in the back row, close to the door.
Mr. Johnson, will you please come to the podium? And Mr. Jovel, if you'll please have a seat in the chair. Good morning, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Gary Johnson, Jr., 8/12/69.
You were here this morning because you have a probation violation warrant. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30. Your warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $550. If you are able to post bond, you do need to appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, any bond that you post would be lost. Another warrant would issue for your arrest, and additional bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you have no questions for me, if you'll please step to your left, officer, will give you the work.
You guys in the back row, close to the door.
Mr. Jovel, will you please come to the podium? And Mr. Avina, if you'll please have a seat in the chair.
It's Jovel, sorry.
Jovel.
Yes, sorry about that. Hello, good morning. My name is Vincent Jovel, 10/31/82 is my birthday.
Okay.
I apologize about what happened.
No.
All right.
Okay, so you're here today because you have two probation violation warrants. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in both matters. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30. Each of your warrants has a secured appearance bond in the amount, well, one has a secured appearance, both of your warrants have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. So your total secured appearance bond is $1,000. If you are able to post bond, you must appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, you will lose the bond that you posted. Warrants would again issue for your arrest and additional bond would be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about. If you have no questions for me, if you'll step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork.
So, my family has to come and post the bond, for me in order to get released? Or I can't just, I have my dogs at home, and I have my mom, she's at work. I was wondering if there's any possible that she will be able to come later on today and be able to pay it, and I could get released.
I mean, however way you organize your bond, I don't have anything to do with how you arrange to post your bond. If you post your bond, you'll be released.
There's no other way for me to, because I have my dogs at home.
Sir, no. You've been on warrant status, and I'm pretty sure you've been aware that you've been on warrant status for over a year. These warrants were issued on April 12th of 2024.
My puppies were just born like a couple months ago, and
But you've been on warrant status since April 12th of 2024.
Okay.
So no, I'm not. I am affirming the bonds. These are the bonds that were on the warrants that were issued.
But I have to go to work, and I have a couple things I have going for my job.
Okay, so if you please step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Mr. Avina, will you please come to the podium? And Mr. Peavy, if you'll please have a seat in the chair. Morning, sir. Can you please state your first last name and your date of birth?
Augustin Avina, 12/16/1985.
You are here today because you have a child support warrant. You have a return hearing on September 18th at 10 a.m. if you are not able to pay the purge amount. The purge amount for release is $500. Because this is a matter that's civil in nature, an attorney would not be appointed to you. So this is pretty much all that I can advise you of today, is that in order to be released, you do have to pay $500. If you are unable to pay that, then you will be seen by the judge on September 18th at 10 a.m. Okay?
Question, is that something I can pay here today with my card?
I believe that you will have to talk to the officers about that and how you make arrangements for paying your, I don't know how that works, but I believe that they can give you that information.
Thank you.
Mr. Peavy, if you'll please come to the podium and do we have one?
Yeah, I called, she's not on yet, but I let her know that we're going to be calling her.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Peavy, if you'll come in. So for Miss Latino, she has an attorney. We're trying to see if the attorney is going to appear, so that's why I'm not, because I might have to deviate if we're not able to get her. Okay, sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Jordan Peavy, October 1st, 1997.
Sir, you were here today because you have one new case and then 2 probation violations. On your new case, you were charged with 1 count of possession of a dangerous drug, a class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of a narcotic drug, a class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. I did find probable cause as to the possession of dangerous and narcotic drugs. I did not find probable cause as to possession of drug paraphernalia. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on September 17th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 19th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. As to your 2 probation matters, I did appoint an attorney to represent you in those matters. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30. Each of those matters has a $250 secured appearance bond. So your total secured appearance bond between the 3 cases is $1,000. If you are able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, and you cannot possess any weapons, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court dates would result in the loss of any bond that you post. Warrants would issue for your arrest, and additional bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you do not have any questions for me, if you'll please step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you. Ms. Alcutt, will you please come to the podium?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Yeah, it's Deborah Olcott, March 23rd, 1966.
You are here today because of a new case. You were charged with 1 count of assault with intent or recklessness or to injure, a class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal damage, a class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause as to these offenses, and I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You do have an arraignment hearing on September 16th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. If you are able to post bond, you cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim. You cannot possess any weapons. If there are any orders of protection or orders against harassment that are issued, you must comply with those orders. And you are cautioned that if you violate the no victim contact order in this case, you could be charged with a class 6 felony. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court dates would result in the loss of any bond that you post. A warrant would issue for your arrest, and additional bonds could be imposed. So this takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about. Looks like you may have a question for me.
I do. My house, I just bought it, and it's a next-gen house that's split in half, like an apartment on one side, and that's the person that caused problems. I have to get a restraining order myself, but I have to go. That's my home. So how do I not have contact with that human?
You cannot have contact with that person.
Huh?
You don't have to talk to them.
Okay.
That's what
I just wanted to, yeah, because I'm going to get a restraining order today. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am, and I needed just to note for the record.
I'm
sorry. I just, while you're here, I forgot to make a note that the court did review in the victim impact statement. In this matter, the court did take into consideration the victim's concerns and requests as part of making a determination on release conditions. Now you may be excused.
I didn't understand that, though.
The alleged victim submitted a victim impact statement. So I have to consider the information in their victim impact statement, and I have to put it on the record that I reviewed it. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. We haven't heard anything yet?
I'll call her again.
All right, then I will go ahead and call Mr. Philip Rainey. Hello, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Philip Rainey, 11/27/86.
You are here today on a new case. You were charged with 1 count of criminal damage, a class 2 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause. Due to the nature of the offense, I did not appoint, you're not entitled to a court-appointed attorney. You do have an arraignment hearing on September 30th at 2 p.m. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance today. You do have to promise to appear for your court date. Do you promise to appear for your court date?
Yes.
You do have the following release conditions. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim, and you cannot possess any weapons. If there are any orders of protection or orders against harassment, you must comply with those orders. You cannot reside at the same location as the alleged victim. You are permitted 1 civil standby with local law enforcement to assist you in collecting your essential belongings. You are cautioned that if you violate the no victim contact order in this case, you could be charged with aggravated harassment, which is a class 6 felony. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court date would result in a warrant issuing for your arrest and a bond could be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about this morning. It looks like you have a question for me.
Yeah, I have a question. What if my wife wants me to back home, though? Like,
well, I don't have that information. I don't have a victim impact.
Because she's the one bailing me out.
There's no bail. I'm releasing you.
You're releasing me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and just so that you are aware, the release conditions are the standard release conditions when there's domestic violence involved.
Okay.
And so I have to issue the orders based on the information
I understand.
that I have. Okay. All right. So if you have no other questions, the officer will give you your paperwork.
Okay.
You're in the back row to the left, close to the door.
We just need a few more minutes.
Mr. Christensen, if you'll please come to the podium. Hello, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Chad Christensen, January 11th, 1972.
You are here today because you have a warrant out of San Marcos Justice Court. Due to the nature of the offense, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You do have an arraignment hearing on September 30th at 10 a.m. I will let you know that this is probably going to be your last chance. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance, but I know that you have failed to appear for this matter. 4 warrants have been issued. If you do not show up to court this time, you're looking at a bond in the amount of $500 or more.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, do you promise to appear for your court date?
I promise to appear.
And do you understand what will happen if you do not?
I do.
Okay, if you'll please step to your left, officer, we'll give you your paperwork.
Yes.
There you go. Right on, see the back row. You close to the door.
So I'm almost done with this calendar. If you can have somebody communicate that if counsel doesn't show up, then I'm going to probably move it to C11.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Mr. Phillips, will you please come to the podium? Morning, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Yes, ma'am. It's Corey Phillips, March 12th, 1984.
You are here today because you have a new case. You were charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause as to that matter. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference hearing on September 25th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 29th at 8:30. I am inclined to release you to pretrial services, which means that you will be on community supervised release. So you'll be released without bond. You do have to promise to appear for your court dates. Do you promise to appear for your court dates?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You have the following release conditions. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, and you cannot possess any weapons, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court date will result in a warrant issuing for your arrest, and a bond will be imposed. This takes care of everything that I needed to talk to you about today. If you have no questions for me, you'll please step to your left, officer. We'll give you your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Back row, close to the door.
Mr.
Commissioner Counsel logged on.
Okay. Actually, so I'm at this time. I'm so sorry. Are you Mr. Phillips?
I'm not now.
No. Who? Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm going out of order now. Counsel for Ms. Latigua has called it. No, you can have a seat, sir.
Oh, okay.
Sarah Latigua, if you'll please come to the podium. And will counsel from the state be joining us?
Your Honor, the state is present.
Okay, thank you. All right, can you please state your first last name and your date of birth?
Sarah Lantigua, 10689.
Thank you. And Ms. Sarah, will you please state your appearance?
Thank you, Your Honor. Don Sauer on behalf of the state.
And Ms. Latigua, I'm sorry, not Ms. Latigua. Ms. Peters, will you please state your appearance?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Shannon Peters on behalf of Sarah Lantigua.
Thank you. Ms. Lantigua, you are here today on 2 matters. You have a probation violation warrant, and then there was a direct complaint that was filed. Counsel, did you have an opportunity to advise your client on the direct complaint?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving a formal reading?
We are, Your Honor.
Okay. I did make a finding of indigency in case that is needed in the future, just based on the information that I have. The upcoming court dates are a status conference hearing will be on September 17th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing will be on September 19th at 8:30. I will move the conversation to release conditions, but I will also note that with the probation violation warrant, I did appoint counsel in that matter. Ms. Peters, you didn't file a notice of appearance in that, so I just appointed counsel for her.
Okay, we will be filing an OA on that one, Judge. We'll get it done.
Okay, there will be a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on September 18th at 8:30. That warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. So at this time, I will move the conversation to release conditions. I will also just let the parties know that I was inclined for the direct complaint, to impose a $50 secured appearance bond as a placeholder due to the warrant that has a secured appearance bond. So with that information being stated, Ms. Sowers, or anything that you wanted to put on the record?
State is just asking, Your Honor, to affirm the bond amounts that were listed in the warrants.
Ms. Peters?
On behalf of Ms. Lantigua, Judge, I just, for reviewing dates and clarification purposes, the probation violation warrant is for a Class 1 misdemeanor. Ms. Lantigua was placed on probation in that matter on 12/1 of 2023. The date of violation in this new 2025 case is actually April 12th of 2023. And then her custodial case, which resulted in her placement on probation, was a date of violation of 6/11/23. When I look at the Form 4, it says that she has a prior arrest for identity theft, etc. Officers had arrested her on this matter several months ago, but she was heavily pregnant with twins at the time. I spoke with officers directly at that time who indicated that they would be releasing her, and if charges were to be filed, a summons would issue. At that time, they had her correct address, but it looks from a review on the docket of the 2025 matter that essentially the mail was returned. So this isn't a willful failure to appear. In this situation, Judge, she can update her address with the court. She is a mother of 2 young twins that are still exclusively breastfeeding. She has significant ties to the state of Arizona. Her husband is here. They have a home here. So she is not a flight risk. She was located while shopping at a Home Depot. Obviously out and about with her twins. I have no concerns that she would be a flight risk. So I would request an OR release and hope that the court would impose that, understanding that she would appear and that the violation of the promise to appear in this particular matter was due to a return summons.
Well, typically the issue for me, that's why I was prefacing that there is a warrant out for her probation violation that has a bond on it that was issued by another court. If that was not an issue, then I would have likely released her OR, but it's not. And so in order to make sure that she's made available for her hearing for the direct complaint, I did have to impose a placeholder bond to ensure her transport.
Okay.
So that's the reason for the nominal bond on the direct complaint.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the total secured appearance bond between the 2 cases is $550. Ms. Lantigua, if you are able to post bond, you do need to make sure that you just comply with I believe you're not permitted to possess any weapons, and you do need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Failure to comply with your release conditions or failing to appear for your court dates would result in the loss of any bond that you post. Warrants would issue for your arrest, and additional bond could be imposed. Ms. Peters, we are going to make sure that a copy of the release order gets emailed to you so that you have it as well. If there's nothing further from either counsel, I will go ahead and conclude this hearing.
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, and you both, thank you. You both may be excused. And ma'am, if you'll step to your left, officer will give you your paperwork.
So, see you in the first row.
Okay, Mr. Billings, Joshua Billings, if you will please come to the podium. And
How you doing, Judge?
And Mr. Jaramillo, if you'll please have a seat in the chair. Sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Joshua Billings, 1987.
You are here today because a direct complaint was filed, and you were charged with 1 count of possession of a narcotic drug, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. The date of these alleged offenses is April 22nd, 2025. You do have a status conference hearing on September 25th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on September 29th at 8:30. I am inclined to release you to pretrial services, but you do have to promise to appear for your court dates. Do you promise to appear for?
Yes, ma'am. Only reason I didn't appear, I was at court yesterday, and I was trying to take care of all my warrants.
This isn't.
No, I know, but they.
Hold on, because you're saying words that you don't even need to say.
Yeah, well, they.
So I just want to explain to you.
I know, I was trying to deal with everything yesterday.
There was no failure to appear.
Yeah, okay.
And right now, I feel like you're not even complying with what I asked for you to do at the beginning, is to just not interrupt me while I'm speaking. Okay? So the first thing is that this was just a direct complaint that was filed. You were not served, and so, or your address came back bad or whatever. So that's why the warrant was issued. It was not a failure to appear. So I am going to release you to pretrial services. You did previously promise to appear for those court dates. I just want to confirm that you are promising to appear for those court dates. So please be advised that if you fail to comply with your release conditions or you fail to appear for your court dates, a warrant will issue for your arrest and a bond will be imposed. If you have no other questions, if you will please step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Jaramillo, if you'll please come to the podium. Sir, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Benjamin Jaramillo, August 18th, 2004.
You are here today because you have a warrant out of University Lake Justice Court. Due to the nature of the charge, you are not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You do have an arraignment hearing on September 30th at 1:30. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance. You do have to promise to appear for your court date. Do you promise to appear for your court date?
I do promise.
I want you to understand that if you don't appear, another warrant will issue and a bond will be imposed. This warrant has been pending for almost a year, so I was kind of back and forth on whether or not to impose it. So I'm giving you an opportunity to show up to court and take care of this.
Sounds good.
If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest and an additional bond could be imposed. So this takes care of everything I needed to talk to you about this morning. If you have no questions for me, if you will please step to your left, the officer will give you your paperwork. Before we do the house calls or taking the device back, can we check and make sure, hello? Can we please make sure the device for the,
Oh, yeah.
we need to make sure that it works because we were having an issue yesterday.
Sounds pretty good.
You have to go into another area.
Did it log you out?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Can I see it again?
John Neuendorf, the second, date of birth, September 20th, 1969, is here on a warrant from Peoria Municipal Court. He's not physically present in court due to combative behavior. Due to the nature of the charge, he's not entitled to court-appointed counsel. He has an arraignment hearing on September 30th at 9 a.m. The court is inclined to release.
All right. You guys hear me?
Yep.
All right.
The court is inclined to release Mr. Neuendorf on his own recognizance. He will be advised that if he fails to appear for his court date, a warrant will issue for his arrest and a bond will be imposed. I will meet with Mr. Neuendorf. If any changes are needed, I will do so either on the record or in writing. Diana Espinoza, date of birth, July 10th, 1997, is here on a warrant for failing to appear for a court date. She is not physically present in court due to concerns of danger to herself. An attorney was already appointed to represent her in this matter. She will have a status conference hearing on September 17th at 8:30. The warrant has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. Ms. Espinoza will be advised that if she's able to post bond, that she must comply with release conditions as well as appear for her court date, and that if she fails to do so, any bond that she posts will be lost. Another warrant would issue for her arrest, and additional bond would be imposed. I will meet with Ms. Espinoza. If any changes are needed, I will do so either on the record or in writing. This concludes the initial appearance calendar for 8 a.m., and we stand in recess until 11 a.m.
Okay, can the interpreter hear me?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for September 11th, 2025.
Esta es la lista de casos para las 11 de la mañana, hoy, jueves 11 de septiembre 2025.
The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the 1st of the month will also apply to these hearings.
La orden emitida en la lista de casos de las 2 de la mañana en primer día de este mes para la toma de muestras de ADN y huellas digitales aplicará a esta lista de casos igual.
May I have Mr. Avila Saldaña come to the podium?
Señor Ávila Saldaña, pase a la sala.
Good morning, sir. May I please have your full name and your date of birth?
Buenos días, señor. Por favor, dígame su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento.
José Manuel Ávila Saldana, 4 de noviembre 1980.
José Manuel Ávila Saldaña, November 4, 1980.
All right, thank you. You have been arrested on one allegation of aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol. That is a class 4 felony.
Usted ha sido arrestado por un cargo que se le ha imputado y es de conducir en estado de ebriedad agravado, un delito de categoría 4.
There is probable cause for that crime, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case.
Dicto que hay fundamento fáctico para esa acusación y le asignaré abogado en este caso.
Your next court date will be a status conference on September 25th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su siguiente comparecencia será una consulta de actualización el 25 de septiembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Your preliminary hearing will be September 29th at 8:30 in the morning.
Y la audiencia preliminar para usted será el 29 de septiembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
The dates and the court address will be on the paperwork that we give you at the end of the hearing.
Las fechas y la dirección del tribunal a donde comparecerá vendrá en la hoja que se le dé al final.
Based on what has been presented, you qualify for release to pretrial services with alcohol testing.
Basándome en lo que se ha presentado, usted califica para la libertad provisional bajo la supervisión de control de procesados con monitoreo por uso del alcohol.
You must also comply with all of your written orders.
Tiene que cumplir con las otras condiciones escritas.
Those include no alcohol, and you will test to prove that you are not drinking.
Esto incluye no alcohol y tendrá que someterse a pruebas para demostrar que no está tomando.
And you may not drive without a valid driver's license.
Y tiene prohibido conducir sin una licencia válida.
According to MVD records, you do not have the right to drive at the moment.
De acuerdo a los registros del Departamento de Vehículos Motorizados, usted no tiene derecho de conducir en este momento.
That suspension appears to have occurred in March for refusing to comply with the mandatory breath testing law.
Esa suspensión parece que se efectuó en marzo por no cumplir con las pruebas obligatorias.
And it does appear in your criminal history that that was alleged to have been an extreme DUI back in March.
Y por lo que veo en su historial, esa acusación en marzo fue por conducir bajo los efectos, conducir en estado de ebriedad en grado extremo, perdón.
Those facts and the ones from today strongly indicate that you have a drinking problem.
Esos hechos, junto con lo de hoy, son fuertes indicios de que usted tiene problemas de tomar alcohol.
If that's true, then you are dangerous behind the wheel of a car.
Si eso es verdad, usted representa un peligro tras el volante de un vehículo.
So I'm releasing you, sir, but I want you to speak to your lawyer about what you've been accused of and the mandatory minimum penalty for it if you are convicted.
Entonces, señor, lo estaré dejando en libertad provisional, pero quiero que hable con su abogado acerca de las acusaciones y quiero que le pregunte acerca de la pena mínima obligatoria si es que usted termina convicto.
Which I'm going to tell you because I think any intelligent person would wish to avoid this consequence and therefore be more compliant with their release conditions.
Pero yo se las voy a decir, porque yo imagino que cualquier persona inteligente desearía evitar estas sanciones. Ojalá esto le ayude a cumplir con sus condiciones de libertad.
You are currently presumed innocent in this case.
Actualmente, la ley le presume a usted inocente en este caso.
But if you are ultimately convicted, you will serve no less than 4 months in the state penitentiary, followed by probation.
Pero si usted queda convicto, usted pasará un mínimo de 4 meses en la penitenciaría del estado y saldrá de ahí bajo régimen probatorio.
It is not the county jail, it is the state prison.
No es la cárcel del condado, es la penitenciaría del estado.
And no judge may sentence you to a day less than that.
Y no hay un juez que pueda darle un día menos que esa pena.
So as things stand right now, you have a very serious problem.
Tal y como están las cosas en este momento, su problema es algo serio.
If you were to commit this offense again while this case is pending, it is my understanding the county attorney will begin their offer to you at 2.5 years in state prison.
Tengo entendido que si usted cometiera este mismo ilícito otra vez, mientras que este caso esté pendiente, la Fiscalía le ofrecerá un convenio resolutorio mínimo de 2 años y medio en la penitenciaría del estado.
But please discuss everything I've just told you with your lawyer and obtain your lawyer's advice.
Por favor, hable de las cosas que le he dicho con su abogado y pídale a su abogado un consejo al respecto.
There may be very serious consequences for your violation of these orders. And so I hope that you do not, but based on your current lack of conviction of this prior offense, I'm going to release you.
Ojalá que usted no cometa el mismo error. Pero como le he dicho, hable con su abogado y por falta de condenas adicionales le voy a dejar en libertad provisional.
Do not lose the envelope with your paperwork. It tells you how to call pretrial services after you get out so that you can begin alcohol testing.
Por favor, no pierda el sobre que se le dé o la hoja que se le dé. Se le da información ahí de cómo comunicarse con la Agencia de Control de Procesados para coordinar lo de las pruebas que tiene que hacer.
Please step to your left and take your paperwork.
Pase a su izquierda y recoja sus documentos.
Gracias.
Thank you.
And if the interpreter could make a general call, that would be great.
Yes, ma'am. ¿Hay alguna persona más? Buenos días. ¿Hay alguna persona más en la sala que necesita intérprete de español? Si es así, levante la mano ahora, por favor.
Okay, looks like we're clear. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Yes, I have Victor White. This next guy, I missed a 0 on his thing, so I need to reprint White. Mr. White, Victor White, if you please come to the podium.
For Victor Wright, correct?
White, yeah, right. And then right here, sir. And then Corey Pizer, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Victor White, May 31st.
Of 84?
84.
All right, thank you. You're here on a warrant from the Yavapai County Superior Court. It appears you are on probation in that court, on felony probation, and there was a warrant issued for your arrest, which means a petition to revoke your probation has been filed down there. This warrant is dated June 4th of 2025. So I'm going to let them know they should give you a lawyer when you get there, and your arraignment hearing in the Yavapai County Superior Court is scheduled for 5 days from now, which is September 16th at 8:30 in the morning. That is this coming Tuesday in Yavapai County. I am affirming their bond in your case. It is $25,000. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions and don't miss your court dates or you'll lose that bond money and there'll be another warrant issued for you. If you don't post bond, the Yavapai sheriffs have to arrange for your transport from Maricopa County. So if you step to your left, they'll give you a copy of your paperwork.
I can bond out?
Thank you. Yes, you can. But they can issue a no bond warrant for you if you do it again and keep your money. Mr. Pizer? And then Mario Hernandez. We go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Yeah, Corey Joseph Pizer, 2594.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for unlawful imprisonment, a Class 6 felony, assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and preventing the use of a telephone during an emergency, a Class 2 misdemeanor. All of those are alleged under the law as domestic violence offenses, and there is probable cause for those. I am not appointing a lawyer for you because you do not financially qualify. You have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. The next court date will be a status conference September 17th at 8:30 in the morning, which is 6 days from now. Preliminary hearing September 19th at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court, and the address is on your paperwork. You are on probation for disorderly conduct, a Class 1 domestic violence misdemeanor. The probation department will be filing a petition to revoke your probation based on this new arrest. So you need to go to probation court September 18th, which is a week from today, 8:30 in the morning. That's a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing in the downtown probation court. In the new case, your bond is $7,500 secured with electronic monitoring if you post it. You may not have any contact with the alleged victim. You may not respond to any contact from her. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you are served with any order of protection, comply with that as well. Call your PO within 72 hours of release. In the probation case, this is a misdemeanor, and so you are entitled to bond. If this had been felony DV, the court would be holding you without bond today. But you do have bond. This court finds that there are substantial red flags for danger posed by you to people in the community. So bond is set in the probation case at $2,500 secured with release conditions. So your total bond is $10,000. Read your release conditions carefully, comply with them categorically. no contact with the alleged victim. Tell me that you understand.
Understood.
All right, if you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Mr. Hernandez, Mario Hernandez.
There you go.
Then Jesse Fleming, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Mario Hernandez, 9/14/99.
All right, thank you. You are here on a new case. You were arrested for 2 allegations of shoplifting with an item intended to facilitate it, or 2 or more priors. Oh, they allege 2 or more prior shoplifting convictions in the past 5 years, so that does make it felony shoplift, class 4 felonies. 1 allegation of organized retail theft of merchandise. You need to wait in the chair right there, sir. Thank you. Organized retail theft, Mr. Hernandez, that's a class 4 felony also. And assault as a class 3 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is going to be a status conference September 17th at 8:30 in the morning, followed by a preliminary hearing September 19th at 8:30 in the morning. Bond is set in your case at $2,500 secured with written release conditions that include you may not go to any part of the Sprouts store where you were arrested, nor have any contact with any of its employees. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Mr. Fleming? And then Mr. Woodring after that. Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Hello, I'm Jesse Fleming, 09/21/1990.
All right, thanks. You're here on 1 new case and a probation case. In your new case, you were arrested for shoplifting alleged as a class 4 felony, which is with an item intended to facilitate it. In this case, it was a bag that that is an element of felony shoplift. So there is probable cause for class 4 felony shoplift. Also, resisting arrest is a class 1 misdemeanor. So I am appointing a lawyer for you in this new case, giving you 2 court dates. First, a status conference September 17th at 8:30 in the morning, and a preliminary hearing September 19th at 8:30. In between those, on the 18th of September at 8:30, you're going to go to probation court because the probation department will be filing a petition to revoke your probation based on this new arrest. So you will have a lawyer in probation court also. Again, your court date is September 18th at 8:30. That's a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. $1,000 secured for $2,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions, and call your PO within 72 hours. We've got your paperwork first, you left. Thank you.
So, released until?
You either post the $2,000 or you go to court next week and talk to your lawyer about trying to get another judge to order differently. Good luck. All right,
So I'm not released? No, man, come on. I'm not going to give you...
You are, under the law, I released you on the condition of posting a bond. To most people, that's what they mean by not being released. But under the law, I released you on condition of posting bond. If you can't post bond, you stay in the jail. You step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Mr. Woodring?
So how am I supposed to go to my probation officer?
If you post a bond, call your PO within 72 hours. If you don't post a bond, you don't need to do that. Mr. Woodring?
Wait, I don't get it. You said on the 18th I need to go to the court date.
Correct. All of the above are true. I'm not sure which part of it. And then Brandon Pavlov, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Sean Allen Woodring, 10/7/90.
All right, thank you. You are here on a bench warrant for failing to appear in a felony case in which you've been charged with possessing narcotic drugs, a class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. This warrant issued out of a status conference on August 20th of this year. You already have a lawyer in the case. We're going to reschedule that status conference for next week, which is September 17th at 8:30 in the morning, and set a preliminary hearing for September 19th at 8:30. The court address is on your paperwork. I am affirming the bond in your case. It is $1,000 secured with written conditions. If you bond out, be sure to comply with those. If you step to your left, get a copy of your paperwork. Mr. Pavlov? And then Theodis White, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Brandon Pavlov, 11/28/1998, 96.
Okay, thanks. You're here on 2 probation warrants and a new arrest. I will begin with your new arrest, which is number 17 on the calendar. You've been accused of criminal trespass in the first degree, which is a Class 6 felony, obstruction of justice by the refusal to provide a true name, that's a Class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date in the new case will be this Wednesday, September 17th at 8:30 in the morning. Your preliminary hearing will be Friday, September 19th at 8:30. The address in downtown Phoenix will be on your paperwork. You are on probation in 2 felony cases. The probation department will be filing a petition to revoke your probation in both cases. You'll get a copy from your lawyer at your next court date, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is Thursday, September 18th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. Your bond in each of the 3 cases is $1,000 secured for $3,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions, the officers will give you a copy if you step to your left. Mr. White? And then Maria Camarillo, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Yotis White, 05-1697.
Thank you. You're here in a new case. You're arrested for disorderly conduct, a Class 1 domestic violence offense. There is probable cause for it. Looks like you do not financially qualify for court-appointed counsel, so you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. Your arraignment hearing is scheduled for September 17th, which is 6 days from now at 9 in the morning in the Town of Wickenburg Municipal Court. The address will be on your paperwork. Your bond is $1,000. It is secured. If you post it, comply with your release conditions. That includes you cannot go to the scene of the alleged crime, except you can do a civil standby at, I assume it's a hotel or something, with a law enforcement officer to collect belongings. No contact with the alleged victim, even if she contacts you first. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Do not leave the state without the court's permission. Go in Wickenburg on the 17th. Ask them for permission to leave the state. I'm not giving you permission to leave Arizona. Take that up with the Wickenburg judge, but prove you will appear at least once, and then they can decide. So I want to be very clear on that because it looks like you don't have ties to Arizona. You show up, talk to the Wickenburg judge about future permission to travel. Everything will be on your paperwork. If you step to your left, you get a copy.
I have a question.
What's your question?
You said, so my bill's $1,000. Do I have to post a bill for me to get out?
Sorry?
Do I have to post a bill for me to get out?
Correct. And
If I don't,
it's
I stay.
secured. If you don't, you stay in custody. It's
Until my next court date?
At a minimum to your next court date, and then you can take it up with the Wickenburg judge. Are you saying you don't have the money to post bail?
I do, ma'am, but I had to wait all the way until come talk to you. So basically, I got arrested with $5,000 cash.
Oh.
And they have took it from me, and that is my.
I don't know where it is. You'll have to talk to the sheriffs about whether it shows up on your property list. They're not alleging anything to do with that money. It doesn't mean they didn't impound it as evidence of something else. I genuinely, the paperwork doesn't indicate any of that to me. But if they booked it as your prisoner property, it'll be on your sheriff's list, and then you can talk to them about potentially accessing it. I don't know the sheriff's rules on cash in someone's property, but talk to the officers after court. If the police did not book it in as your prisoner property, then you're going to have to talk to whoever arrested you, which is the Wickenburg Police Department, find out where it is and why they're holding it, because they could have impounded it as alleged evidence of something else. I don't know.
So I'm being held on a misdemeanor. If I can't post a bill, I stay held till my next court date.
You are being held on a misdemeanor because it's a violent DV misdemeanor, and you have criminal history in 3 other states, Mr. White. This didn't come out of the blue. So if you're telling me you can't afford a lawyer, what I will do is I'll appoint a lawyer to represent you on the bond issue only. The town can then decide if they give it to you for the rest of the case, but I can appoint one for you on the bond question only, so that if you do post bond, then when you go at the next court date, you won't have a lawyer because you bonded out. But if you're indigent and you can't afford a lawyer, it turns out you can't find that money, you can't get that money, then at the next court date, the town court is supposed to give you a lawyer to help you with the bond issue. Would you like me to do that?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to say...
and is the bond out here 10%? Or is it?
To a bail bondsman, you got to call the bail bondsman. And I'm going to put counsel appointed for purposes of bail only in the event defendant is unable to post bail.
I have another question when you
Okay,
get a
one
chance.
second. All right, I'm just explaining, okay, so just let that court know. I appointed bail in the event you're unable to post bail because you said you had this money, but you don't know whether you can access it. And then I just told them they should still have you, do their indigency process later. Okay, what's your other question?
My other question, sorry, I was listening to what you were saying. My question is basically, for me to post bail and whatnot, you should have to call a bail bond.
Correct. They collect calls. They've got lists of numbers back in the tank. You can just start calling them.
And so basically, me not being from here, my address is in Oklahoma. I don't get how I'm supposed to stay out here until...
You can stay in a shelter. You can stay in an Airbnb. You can stay in a hotel. There are lists of shelters at release. You'd have to be back here in 6 days anyway. So don't leave the state without the court's permission. Now,
that follows into my question. Is me not being able to leave continue to the court date or after the court date is
no, you can raise that with the Wickenburg judge. I just said, when you get there, talk to the Wickenburg judge about permission to leave.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can talk to them about assurances that you will be back here. You have criminal history in 4 different states. This court takes that very seriously. Some of it's recent from other states. This is DV, and there is substantial allegations of ongoing risk to this alleged victim. There definitely is.
I don't see how. I got to an accident this morning, and that was it. Then I got arrested for, disorderly conduct in my room. I was on the phone in my room.
All right. Well, you'll get paperwork from the police. I'm not actually here to debate the PC with you. The police met the threshold. I'm explaining the bail to you because you appear to feel persecuted about this bail. This court believes that it is well-founded in the facts of the law and your criminal history. So you can speak to a lawyer about that. I gave you one for the bond. The Wickenburg court has the power to appoint one for the rest of the case, but that's in their discretion. So if you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Ms. Camarillo? And then Maxwell Grantham, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
María Isabel Camarillo, September 2nd, 1977.
All right, thank you. You're here on a bench warrant for failing to appear in a felony case. You have been charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for those, and this court date missed was September 3rd of 2025. I am appointing a lawyer. No, you already have a lawyer in this case. It's already been appointed for you. Your court date is a status conference September 17 at 8:30 with a preliminary hearing September 19th at 8:30. The address in downtown Phoenix is on your paperwork. Your bond is $1,000. It is secured. If you post it, comply with all of your written conditions and don't miss your court dates. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Grantham, Maxwell Grantham, and then Richard Gorey, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Maxwell Grantham, 22005.
All right, thank you. You are here on a bench warrant for, looks like failing to appear in a felony case. You've been charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and theft, a Class 1 misdemeanor. This was issued September 4th, so about a week ago. And you've already had a lawyer appointed. Your next court date will be September 17th at 8:30 with a preliminary hearing September 19th at 8:30. I am affirming the bond the judge gave you, which is $500 secured. So if you post it, comply with your release conditions. Do not miss your court dates or you'll lose your bond money and the bond will go up.
When's my court date?
In 1 week, September 17th. If you step to your left, you get that paperwork. Mr. Gorey, and then Katrina Poole, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Hello.
What's your name?
Richard Martin Gorey.
Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Hello.
What's your name?
Richard Martin Gorey.
What's your date of birth?
5/9/21.
Thank you. You're here on 2 warrants, one from Country Meadows Justice Court, one from a city court. I'm going to start with the Justice Court warrant. You've been charged with theft, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and back on May 22nd of 2025, you failed to appear in this case, and a warrant was issued for your arrest. Your next court date in the Country Meadows Justice Court will be in 5 days, which is Tuesday, September 16th at 8:30 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. In the Peoria City Court, you've been charged with possessing drug paraphernalia, a Class 1 misdemeanor. And on June 9th of this year, they issued a warrant for failure to appear in this case. Your next court date is going to be September 16th at 9 in the morning. I'll tell you what to do if you do bond out. So it's the same date and time, basically. Your bond in each case is $250 secured. That is $500 total. Wait for it. It does appear you are indigent. So if you don't bond out, you'll have a lawyer at those next court dates to represent you on the bond issue only. So it's $500 total. If you bond out, you need to immediately call one of those courts and ask for your court date to be moved. If you don't bond out, the sheriffs are going to take you to the justice court hearing. They're going to tell Peoria to wait. Peoria will probably move their hearing to the next day. Now, what is your question?
I have a question. The only reason I was late because I was homeless, but I was living out in California and Arizona, coming back and forth. I didn't have no way to get here.
All right, so Mr. Gordy, we released you from jail in the justice court case before that, and you straight up failed to appear after an OR release. Going to California was very likely not authorized in your release conditions. It was almost certainly not permitted.
Well, that's right.
So, Mr. Gordy, you just missed court dates, and this court has no faith that you're going to go. I've already lowered both bonds by 50% because these are relatively minor misdemeanors, although I don't know what you're accused of stealing. So this is as good as it gets, Mr. Gordy. It's not getting any better. You lack credibility with me. I do not believe you will voluntarily appear. Please step to your left and take your paperwork.
Can you please give me one more chance?
No, sir. Please step to your left and take your paperwork.
So how long do I have to stay in jail?
At least until next week. Ms. Poole? Katrina Poole? No, there's no guarantee, sir. It's up to the next judge. I didn't order you to stay in jail for a week. I ordered that you have a bond. That stays until any other judge orders different. The next time you will see a judge is in 1 week. So that is the earliest that it could change. It is in no way guaranteed.
What is my sentence? When can I go?
You're not being sentenced, sir. You're not convicted. You just haven't gone to court. You are not convicted in either of these cases.
Okay.
So you just failed to go to court. That's why you have what I know may be a fair amount of money to you. It is a relatively small bond.
I have no money.
Then, Mr. Goree, you will remain in custody until next week. Step to your left.
Next week, though, do I get released?
At a minimum, next week. Mr. Goree, I don't know why that's confusing. All right, Ms. Poole. And then Camille Francis, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Katrina Poole, 6/12/01.
All right, thank you. You are here on a bench warrant for failure to appear at a probation revocation arraignment hearing on June 4th of this year. In that case, you've already had a lawyer appointed. Your next court date will be September 18th, 1 week from today at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. That will be a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. The court address is on your paperwork. I'm affirming the bond set by the probation judge, which is $250. It is secured. If you post it, comply with all of your release conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. If you do not post it, you'll stay in custody until next week, and you can speak to your lawyer then. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Ms. Camille Francis. And then Ismael Contreras. We go to the chair. Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Camille Francis, 050799.
All right, thank you. You're here on a warrant from Peoria City Court that issued in a shoplifting case. It is a Class 1 misdemeanor. This warrant was issued July 8th of this year. It is for failure to appear. Your next court date in the Peoria City Court will be an arraignment hearing September 16th, 5 days from now at 9 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $250. It is secured. You have other release conditions. If you don't post the bond, there will be a lawyer there for you at the next hearing to help you on the bond issue only.
I'm supposed to be getting picked up from Pinal County before that.
This will put a hold up on that unless you post a bond. If you post a bond, Pinal will be told they can come and get you. Okay. If you don't post a bond, Pinal is going to be told to wait. If you step to your left, you get that paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Contreras? Mr. Santos Contreras? Or Santos Salcedo, whichever it is. Then Joshua Billings, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Ismael Santos Salcedo. Contreras, 9/11/02.
All right. Is your last name Salcedo Contreras?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we have it two different ways. All right, I'm just gonna leave it though, I'm not gonna reprint, because the warrant went out, okay, they put Salcedo as a middle name, all right. You should probably talk to your lawyer downtown about just getting your name fully sorted out downtown. Our system doesn't talk to theirs, so it doesn't matter what it says in ours, but fix it with your lawyer. Your name's a little off. They have Salcedo as a middle name. All right, you're here on a probation warrant, or yeah, it is a warrant. August 25th, this was issued. You went on probation. You were reinstated July 28th, and they allege that you never reported and you weren't living where you're supposed to live, which is violating terms 3 and 5. You'll get a copy of the petition from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your court date in probation court is in 1 week. It's September 18th, 8:30 in the morning. It's a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. Your bond is $250. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions, call your PO within 72 hours of any release. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Billings? And then Ronald Vaden, will you go to the chair, please? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Joshua Billings, 1787.
Thank you. You're on a Justice Court warrant from West Mesa Justice Court, where you have been charged with drug paraphernalia possession, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. There was an FTA warrant issued for you on August 19th of 2025. I'm going to reschedule the arraignment hearing, or schedule the arraignment hearing, in West Mesa Justice Court for September 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That is almost 3 weeks from now. This looks like it's your first arrest in the case. It's probably a failure to appear from a citation, so I'm going to release you because I also saw you went to pretrial services on a felony earlier this morning. So you haven't been arrested and released and then FTA'd. If you do that, you're getting a bond. There was a guy I just had a long discussion with about that. If we release you and you mess up and you don't go, you're not getting another do-over in this case. This is your do-over. I think it's a failure to appear from a citation. So now you've been arrested. This is what happens when you don't show up. If you do it again, you're getting a bond. So this isn't going to hold up your release in the felony case. Keep reporting to pretrial services. Be sure and tell them when this court date is. Maybe they can give you some assistance, bus passes or whatever, so you can get to the West Mesa Justice Court if you don't live out there. Everything's on your paperwork. Don't miss any of your court dates, okay? If you step to your left, you get a copy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure. Mr. Vaden? All right, sir, can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Ronald Lynn Vaden, 2/24/1988.
Thanks. You're here on a warrant from Country Meadows Justice Court. This is in a driving on suspended license case. It was issued August 9th, 2024.
Yeah.
As a failure to appear, and I'm going to send you to the Country Meadows Justice Court for an arraignment hearing September 25th at 8:30. The address is on your paperwork. Wait for it. This appears to be your first arrest or failure to appear in the case. So this was likely a failure to appear from a summons. And in a case like this, unless there are other factors, the court will typically give you one do-over. This is your do-over. You're just getting a court date from a judge. You cannot pretend that you didn't know about the court date. We will see it. That's how come I can see everything in your case.
Yeah.
And that's why I can tell, as far as I can see, you've never come through the jail for this case.
Yeah.
You just did. If you don't go, you're getting a bond. Just go, okay? It's a traffic ticket.
Real quick.
Well, it's a criminal ticket. What?
When I called the number, and I got booted out or something like that.
Well, and frankly,
like,
the whole thing with citations, et cetera, there's a lot of iffiness with that. And so generally, unless something else is going on,
yeah.
Most of us down here, I'm only one of 16 people who do this, most of us down here will give you the do-over when you failed to appear on a misdemeanor citation.
Yeah.
But now you can't pretend you didn't know when the court date was. I just gave you actual notice. Show up, or you're going to get a bond next time. Okay?
Yeah, they told me to bring some evidence or whatever. I was going to reinstate my license. I just had to pay the reinstatement.
Take it anyway. Take everything to your next court date. Take this paperwork and see if they'll knock a day's worth of credit off your time, because you will have ended up doing, I don't know, at least half a day. If you go over 12 hours, see if you can get them to give you a day's worth of credit.
I have lost all my property. I have nothing left. It's all gone.
See, so try to get a little credit against anything you might owe. You're not convicted in this case, though, so I didn't appoint a lawyer for you because I didn't give you a bond. So you don't have a lawyer. You have to represent yourself, or hire somebody. But just so you know, some of the judges will give you a day's worth of credit. They have a rate that they use. Some judges, it's $100, some it's $200. I don't know. If you get convicted, ask for a little credit for time served.
Okay.
All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, so officers, I've got 2 house calls, and then we'll finish up, okay? You know that we got, okay. So, for Christopher Taylor and Christopher O'Donnell, is each of them not physically present in court because they were isolated from general population as a potential risk to themselves or others?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I did get an affirmative answer from the sheriff's office, so I will see Christopher Taylor and Christopher O'Donnell in-house in person to conduct their initial appearances back in the cell block immediately after this recording. I will advise Christopher Lovell Taylor. Actually, I'll make those records in a second. Mr. Garcia, are you alone in there? Are you the last person?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and come on in. Oh, and I do have counsel here. Hold on one second. Let me get my camera going. Okay, sir. 1 second. And we've got her on the screen. Okay, 1 second. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm going to throw this over here. All right, sir, may I please have your full name and your date of birth?
My name is Andy Garcia, December 12th, 2003.
All right, and the appearance of counsel, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Dawn Sauer on behalf of the state.
All right, thank you. Mr. Garcia, you have been accused of the following offenses. A total of 3 allegations of sexual exploitation of a minor as Class 2 felonies, 4 allegations of possession of bestiality materials. Those are Class 1 misdemeanors. Based on what the police presented, there is probable cause for all of those things, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case. I'm going to give you 2 upcoming court dates. The first one is a status conference, September 17th at 8:30 in the morning, which is 6 days from now in the downtown Superior Court. The address will be on your paperwork. Your preliminary hearing will be September 19th at 8:30 in the same court. Before the court sets conditions of bail or release, what did the state want to say?
Your Honor, the state is seeking a $250,000 cash-only bond, and if posted, then electronic monitoring, no internet, no contact with minors. The videos that were in the defendant's possession were quite shocking, very graphic, depicting just disturbing events, including children and animals. The state is concerned that the defendant went to great efforts to keep these videos on a social media account, actively opening new accounts when old accounts were shut down. The state is further concerned that the defendant stated that he was trying to provoke or shock other users. His actions were very intentional, and the state believes he is a danger to the community.
All right, thank you. Mr. Garcia, I've considered what's been alleged against you. I've considered your relative lack of criminal history, which includes 1 arrest, as I recall. Because I've pretrial located 1 prior arrest in 2022 that does not appear to have resulted in filed charges that they found. So, excuse me, I considered all that, and the court agrees that a substantial bond is warranted in your case for the protection of the community and to protect against new criminal activity and flight to avoid what may be a prison mandatory case. But the court must place along a continuum of bail things alleged against people. And so what has been alleged against you, I agree, is extremely serious. And on an absolute sense, it is extremely disturbing. That being said, in terms of the time that you face, the similarly situated defendants, and there is a lack of any indication of suspicion that you may have made any of these videos, it is alleged that you've shared them. And so this court believes there is, and there's research to back it up, strong indications that people who are fascinated with this type of material tend to eventually become hands-on offenders, and the court takes that very, very seriously. And so the court intends to set a very substantial bond, not in the amount that the state requested. I have set that amount in this type of case. absolutely. But again, as I said, as distasteful as it may be, the court has to consider along a continuum of severity. What you're accused of is extremely severe, and if you are convicted, what you're accused of doing carries mandatory prison time. And it can be stacked time, which means 10 years for every image, if memory serves. But I'm giving you a lawyer. Please talk to your lawyer about the potential exposure to prison time that you face. But it may well be very considerable, which increases the risk that you may flee to avoid prosecution. That being said, the court also believes that if the court were to impose a cash bail in every single instance of the possession of child sexual abuse materials, that would effectively remove that crime from the constitutional bail right. And this court does not believe that would be consistent with due process. So the court, again, has to place offenders within a continuum on the bail considerations, which are likelihood of flight to avoid prosecution. That would be, the risk of failing to appear, the risk someone may pose to persons in the community, and the risk of potential witness or victim intimidation. The court does not decide punishment. That is not an issue in this case. The court does look at the weight of the evidence, though. The court believes the weight of the evidence against you, if they have what they say they have, is strong, and that can increase the likelihood that you are dangerous to the community, particularly to children, and that you may flee to avoid a substantial sentence. So all of those, this court, I'm intending to explain my reasoning because I believe that there are cases in which a bond in this amount is warranted in this type of case, and but to ask for cash bail on every one of these, or for the court to impose cash bail on every one of these, this court believes would not be consistent with due process. So I've considered your specific case, your individual background, and the weight of the evidence against you, and the court is going to balance all of those factors and set bail in your case at $100,000. That is secured. Secured means you can use a bail bondsman. And there is a presumption toward least restrictive conditions, and the court believes that if you are able to post with security $100,000 bond, that will be adequate security in your case. That is still a very, very high bond, and I am aware of that. By law, you must be on an ankle monitor if you are out of custody. So if you post that bail, you'll be on an ankle monitor because you are accused of sexually motivated crimes involving children. And the posting and reposting of this material, even when somebody didn't make it, absolutely continues to victimize the children in the video, and it proliferates the marketplace for people to continue to abuse children like this. And so the court believes this is an incredibly serious case. I don't take issue with the legislature making this a mandatory prison offense. But again, probably said enough about that. Some of that was intended just for the state's benefit about why the court would not set such a high cash bail in this case, because I don't disagree that what you're being accused of possessing is quite disturbing, and that if you did what they said you did, you made real efforts to keep it up and available on the internet, which if you did that, I believe your lawyer is going to tell you was not a good idea. So absolutely no contact with any alleged victim. To the extent you do know any of those children, I forgot to order absolutely no contact with animals. The evidence indicates a fascination for sexual contact with animals, which is a crime. And so you may not have contact with any animals, including any that you may own, especially any that you may own. And you may not live where they live. So you're going to be on an ankle monitor. You can't live where any children live. Absolutely no contact with anyone under the age of 18. I don't know if you have relatives. I believe you told pretrial you don't have children. Is that correct? So absolutely no contact with anyone under the age of 18, even if it's your own sibling and they're 17 and a half. You are prohibited from having contact with them. You may not use the internet for any reason other than your legal defense, work, or school, with absolutely no social media usage whatsoever. You are not permitted, and pretrial will look at your phone and your computers and anything else while the case is pending to make sure you're not violating that. You may not possess any weapons while this case is pending. To the extent you own some, which pretrial indicates you do, and that you expressed some concern about obtaining your shotgun when you got released. You will not, because I just prohibited you from possessing that. If you have any other weapons, you need to get them into someone else's custody where you do not live. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Everything else is on your paperwork. Anything from the state?
My
Your
bad.
Honor, thank you.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
My bad, can you repeat that?
Repeat which?
The weapons parts.
You can't possess any weapons while the case is pending. The court prohibits that. And it is because if you did what they said you did, the court believes that shows an extreme lack of judgment and maturity and an extreme disregard for people in the community. And the court is very concerned that a person who may have done what you're accused of doing entirely lacks the judgment to be safe with firearms. So you are prohibited. If you have any weapons besides apparently the shotgun that was impounded because pretrial services said you expressed interest in how to get your shotgun back upon release. So please don't mention that, or if they did, I guess I missed it. But if you have any guns at all, get them out of your immediate possession and control. That doesn't mean in a safe in your mom's room. That means in another location where you do not live. So talk to your lawyer about that, but you are prohibited from any weapons while the case is pending, from possessing or controlling them. That means don't hold them in your hand, don't have them in your house. You step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. All right, thank you, counsel, you're all done? Did you want to be heard on the guys at the end? Because I am going to, O'Donnell is, I find he's non-bailable. Did you want to be heard on Taylor?
No,
Those are the
Your
house
Honor.
calls. Okay, all right, then I will see you next time. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, so I did make a house call record earlier about why, so I'll just let anybody listening know that for Christopher Lovell Taylor, born 8/6/85, the court is going to advise him during his initial appearance after this recording that he was arrested for criminal damage, a Class 4 felony, unlawful use of a means of transportation, a Class 5 felony, reckless driving, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor, assault, a Class 2 misdemeanor, criminal damage, a Class 2 misdemeanor, criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I just want to double check that there was a value allegation for that Class 4 criminal damage. Yeah, they do give a value estimate. Okay. So I do find probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for Mr. Taylor. His next court date will be a status conference September 17th at 8:30 with a preliminary hearing September 19th at 8:30. And it's the court's current inclination to set bail in his case. 1 second. Yes, at $5,000 secured with written conditions that I will go over with him, including no victim contact and no going to the scene of the alleged crimes. All right, Mr. O'Donnell, Christopher O'Donnell, born 131 of 80s, here on a new case. He was arrested for burglary in the first degree, a Class 2 felony, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony, unlawful flight from law enforcement, a Class 5 felony, 2 allegations of disorderly conduct with a weapon, those are Class 6 felonies, 4 allegations of disorderly conduct by fighting, etc., those are Class 1 misdemeanors, 1 allegation of threatening and intimidating, a Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 allegation of leaving the scene of an accident, which is, I believe, a Class 2 misdemeanor, and reckless driving, a Class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and the court is appointing a lawyer to represent him. I'll let him know it'll be the same person in his other open case, which is CR 2025-118721. Our records show he was initialed in that case on or about May 3rd of this year. So he is on pretrial release, and the court finds that he's not eligible for bail today. He must be held for a bail hearing. So he'll have a status conference. Maybe I just said this. September 17th at 8:30, preliminary hearing September 19th at 8:30. He will have an evidentiary hearing on September 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon. This will be his bail eligibility hearing because I'm ordering him held without bail pursuant to law, and I will explain that to him when I speak to him. That'll be in the downtown Superior Court. And I did consider the state's recommendation and both of the victim impact statements filed. All right, if anything changes after I see these two defendants in-house, I will put my changes in the final written order. I'm not going to update this recording, so anyone looking for the court's ultimate decision in this case should refer to the final written order. With that, we will stand in recess until 2 p.m. today.